I've had to go through every browser I had, and then I had to go back way to get all the nonsense started. I apologize for being late. I'm apologizing for looking like I've been through the wreck of the Hespers. Today, I want to talk about domestic violence. Now, if you follow my channel, you know that I cover some pretty serious subjects, and we had a pretty good discussion about domestic abuse and domestic violence and stalking and harassment. And I put out a call on Twitter today for people to come and join the live stream, and I'd like them to tell their stories, because one of the hardest things when I know when working with people, with women, it's always women. It seems like I don't think I've had maybe one man that complained of abuse, but we know that the statistics say that 85% of all abuse victims, domestic abuse, domestic violence victims are women, excuse me, and 15% are men. So that's why I think we need to have a voice. We need to be heard. I've been through it, and so many of you have reached out to me about the video I made and saying, thank you for speaking up. I have a story to tell too, but nobody's listened to me. Well, we're listening today. All right. If you want to join the chat, all you have to do is DM me at MamaBethsWorld on Twitter. And that's MamaBethsWorld. And all you have to do is send me a DM. I'll send you instructions. I don't want you to turn your camera on. Okay. I don't want you exposed like that. And if you're on a YouTube account, you can change your name to something a little bit different. And I'll make sure that I respect what you want to be called by, whether it's Jane or Mary or whatever you choose. But we'll go by that name. But I would like to hear everyone's story. So I see I've got 12 years. I want to know how I got a thumbs down before I even started. I think the drama channel got mad when I exposed him for a liar, but y'all know how I feel about liars. I don't care much for them. But okay, let me see. Hang on just a second. I can tell this young lady that we're going now. Let's see. Okay, her new name for YouTube is Proof is in the Pudding. Okay, so that's a good name. I like that. Now let me see if I can figure out how to share the link. I guess it's the one at the top of Google Hangouts. I haven't done this since New Year's, and I was still scrambling to figure out what the heck I was doing then. Let me get my Twitter on. Yeah, so I can send her the link, and then I just want her to tell her story and what she's been through, and hopefully, we can learn from one another in this. We can see perhaps the red flags that we missed the first time, and we learn all the time. So let me see. It's trying to put me into a different account. Fix that. Just a second. I keep wanting me to do this. I have more technological problems. Y'all just talk in chat for a minute. Get this all this nonsense straightened out. Okay. You can let me in now. Not one thing, it's another. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to my messages. Miss Proof in the Pudding. I'm gonna send you the link now. It'll be in your DMs. All you have to do is pull it up from your DMs, and you can cut and paste it onto. It should do it itself if you've got Google Hangouts. Download it. Okay, there it is. And make sure I did that right. Okay, I think so. Now it's wanting me to go back. Okay. All right, it looks like it's lagging a little bit. Did I lose the Google Hangout thing? I hope not. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, I'm going to be watching the chat through my phone. And, okay. My volume up. I guess I got to turn my volume up. I can't hear anything. Oh, I'm on Chrome. It never lets me hear anything. I hate Google Chrome. Let's see. You see the chat there. Live. And, of course, it's not going to let me hear anything. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm just going to listen to my phone. Let's see. Just as easy. All right. Here we go. And I hope I'm not giving any feedback to this because I'm using two devices. And sorry, you see the winners for having fun. Okay, I'm going to have to turn that down. All right. Can you hear me? Can Proof is in the pudding? Can you hear me? I think I need to. How am I not finding you on here? Hi, honey. Did you click on the link? Hi, Country Mom. It's good to see you. Hi, Booker K. I haven't said hello to everybody yet. Let me go back up through here and see. Hi, Uber. You're here, but just listen. Much love and hugs. Well, honey, you listen as long as you want to, because that's what I have to do when I'm busy doing other stuff. I'll turn on YouTube before I roll the TV. So, and hi, Amanda. Your highlight looks so nice. Thank you. I got a highlight on the tip of my nose, and I got a highlight right through here. And I thought, let's see if I look all right with it or not, because I've been real hesitant about highlights. Hello, I've been watching you for a while, but this topic is personal to me. If I don't have Twitter, could I private message you on YouTube? You could if I knew how to get private messages on YouTube. That's my problem. If you don't have Twitter, let's see where I can give you the like. Gotta think. If you'll send me your email, I'll email. Well, I don't have an email set up with this account. I've got real old ones, but I've got an old email here. I'll just put it in. It literally is so old to say, well. My daddy's a farmer. So there you go. There's an email. If you send me a request to that, Jane, I tell you what, I was so aggravated. You know, I had to go through all these different things that I couldn't figure out. And then I finally went to the video manager, and it showed that I had a live broadcast getting ready to start. And I just clicked on it, and then they let me do it. But you know what? I do need to get it organized. I need to figure out what the heck I'm doing. You live in Heather. You live in Guatemala, so Twitter is janky here. Oh, okay. How's your internet in general? Yeah, just send me. I will. I don't know how we're doing on the phone. Let's see. Figure out how to get this. Okay. I'm gonna have to send it through my other emails. Is that email board? I'm telling you, I'm not really good at this stuff at all. Okay, let me open up. Okay.
Yes, I did.
I haven't said hello to everybody yet. Let me go back up here and see. Hi, Uber. Okay, so all the accounts with the same name. I don't know why I just don't get rid of them. But they come in handy when, you know, somebody needs an email that, you know, you don't care if there's a lot of spam on. But, thank you. I got a highlight on the tip of my nose, and I got a highlight right here. I thought, see if I look all right with it or not, because I've been real hesitant. Let me get your email, and I'll just email it from the other one. Okay, I'm not seeing you on here, darling. Let's see, and you're under it. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this. Crap. Y'all look at I'm an idiot. Which when it comes to this stuff I am. I'm not getting an email from you. Did you put the K in there? It's BETHKFARMER. You can send it there to my Gmail. It's the same thing on Gmail. These accounts are ancient. I don't think you sent me a thing for a hernia management plan. So let's see. Okay, let's get back to this. We'll try to work this out. But let's see. Okay, Representative Puddin, did you get yours? There you are. There you
I'm
are.
in here.
Now you need to turn your microphone on, but leave your camera off. Okay. You'll see up at the top, right up.
Oh yeah.
Right up through here. Okay, let's see. Can you say something? Okay, I'm not hearing you, darling. I don't know why I'm not hearing you, sweetheart. Do you have a microphone hooked up? Do you have a speaker so you can? I know we talk on Skype, so I know that's got to work. But see if you can. I don't know what to tell you.
Can you hear me
there
now?
Should be at the top. There are icons. There's like a person.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know why it's not letting you speak. Unless you've got your microphone muted. Check your microphone and see if it's come off or become muted. I'm going to go ahead and send the link out to some other people. We'll see if we can get it to work. I've never had so much trouble in my life. Okay. And let's see. All right. Let's see the position I'm on. There you go. Heather. Let's call you Heather. You should have the Google Hangouts link and you can come in. All you have to do is press it and it should come up on your phone. Okay?
Mama Beth?
I don't know why it's not letting me hear anything either.
Can you hear me yet?
I am not hearing a thing. It's happened more than once. Yeah, let me tell you, if I wanted to raise my winners, that would be funny. Okay, now I can hear it on the phone. And at least I can see what you all are doing. So, get rid of this up here. Okay, Heather, did you get the link, darling? See, this is lagging so far behind, it doesn't even make any sense. But, Do I have headphones I can put in your phone? No, actually, I don't. They disappeared. I'm just going to turn it down, but where I can just barely hear it. Hopefully, it won't feedback too much. But I don't know why, but Chrome won't let me hear anything. I can hear me talking all the time, but I don't know where the Google went. There it is. There's my Google Hangout. Okay, Heather, if you want to go ahead, I can't hear you on here, but I'm going to have to listen to the phone. See, I'm way behind on this.
Can you hear me?
Heather, just go ahead and start.
Okay. So this started when I was 15. I was, can you hear me? Uh-oh.
I can hear you.
Let's see if I can switch something.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me okay? Sorry.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
I hear yelling. I can actually, Jane, I can hear on the phone. I've got it down low, but I can actually still hear it. So, thank goodness. I don't know why this is doing this. I can actually say I can hear on the phone. I've got it down low, but I can actually still hear it. So, thank goodness. Now it sounds like I'm speaking. Now I hear nothing but me going click, click, click.
I'm still here.
Thank you, Jane. I saw that. You can thank my hairdresser. I have the same hairdresser I've had since we moved here over 5 years ago, 6 years ago almost. And I don't let anyone else touch my hair because they do crazy things to it. And that scares me. Okay, open. Everybody wants to cut my hair, and I don't know why. It's down to my butt, and it's really thick. Why would you want to cut my hair? It just makes me mad. My hairdresser does not get super happy.
Is it
Thank you so much, Chris. Keep smiling. That's right. If you keep a smile on your face, even through the worst things, they're not quite as bad. You know, if you look at things with a smile, but you know, it's hard a lot of times. And I hate that this is messing up because this is so important to me. Oh, I hear you.
What would you like me to say? Hello, everybody.
I want you to start from the beginning. I sent everybody pretty much the same list. Can you see the screen? Can you see the chat, honey?
Okay, I'm not going to be able to see chat.
Everybody say hi back. There we go. Oh my gosh. There we go. Now I can hear my voice. Holy crap. Okay, I'm putting the phone down.
Let me know when you're ready.
That's fine. That's fine. I just go through the questions that I sent, and that way it kind of keeps you on track. And just talk about your experience.
Okay. My ex, first of all, I got to start off
saying, proof is in the pudding.
Okay, first of all, I got to start off saying abuse has always been in my life. I was abused as a child all the way up. My daughter was 2.5 years old, and I met this guy.
You go now.
What was that? I met this guy at a gas station. He worked there, and
wait, hang on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I gotta mute the YouTube. It's so stupid sometimes. Okay, let's try this again. Start off. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was abused my whole life.
Go ahead, honey.
And I should have been aware of the signs when I was looking for a partner for life.
Are you there?
I'm here. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I hear you. It's just lagging on the. It's just the lag on the YouTube because I had to turn it up for just a second. Go ahead. Keep going. Don't let me interrupt you.
So I went to pick up my friend at a gas station where he worked one night because he had worked a double, and he asked me to pick him up because he was tired. And I told him I didn't have a problem with it. So I went there and picked him up, and his boss was the guy that I met. And we started talking after he had asked my friend all these questions about me.
I'll be right back.
We started talking, and he said that he would like to go out on a date. Well, I told him I had a child, so I had to be very cautious about who I dated at the time. And he said he understood that, and he would treat me like a human. And I had explained to him already about the abuse I went through. And, that should have been in the back of his head, but it wasn't. So we started dating, and he was cool with my daughter and I. We did a lot of things in the beginning in the dating course, and he turned very violent very fast. We were still engaged, and it was supposed to be like a week before we got married, and he choked me in my sleep.
Oh my
And
God.
that should have been my first sign to walk away from the relationship. But hindsight being 50-50, I didn't. We went through with our marriage, and the controlling started as soon as I said I do. He told me that now my money, I used to be a nurse, loved my job, loved my patients. And he told me that my money that I worked doubles for to support my daughter and I was now his money, and I would only get an allowance of $5 a day to feed my daughter and myself.
That's horrible.
And I said to him, no, that ain't gonna work. This is a 50-50 marriage. You're in America now, and you need to treat me like you should an American. And he told me that it's by his rules and not American rules, because American women don't know anything. We should all be beat down. Pakistan.
Okay.
So the physical abuse started after we got back from our quote unquote honeymoon. He's got mad at me because he asked me to cook a meal, and it was 6:30 at night, and it wouldn't have been done until 2:00 in the morning. And I told him I wasn't cooking it tonight. I would cook it tomorrow morning. So it was done by the nighttime for the meal. Mm-hmm. He got mad at me and hauled off and started punching on me. Then he asked me to make him a glass of tea, And I told him, no, go make your own. You already hurt me once. And I got up and went in the bedroom, and he followed me in there, pushed me into the closet, and ripped my clothes off of me. And I ended up with a black and blue eye. And our neighbor, because I would always go in and out with sunglasses on, and our neighbor told me it ain't sunny in the building. And I said, yeah, my eyes are bothering me, and all the light is, my eyes are real sensitive to the light. So she kind of figured something was wrong, and she took it upon herself to call the police. They
Good.
did an investigation, and they told him if they find anything that he had did to me, that he would be taken to jail. At that point, I did not want him to go to jail because he was the only one that had the bank account. The bank account was mainly in his name. My name wasn't on it. So then
So it was
my
financial.
mom, yeah. So then my mom told me to start cashing my check and taking out money and just giving him the rest. And I said,
That's a
would
good
that
idea.
work? And she goes, yes, it would. She goes, and you can start an account where I work, and that way you have money. I said, okay. So I did that. Well, my account got really good. I had a real pretty penny in there, and I was getting ready to go to a family function. My purse sat on the table, and he went through my purse and found my new bank account. In turn, he told me I had 24 hours to close it, or he would be closing it himself. I told him that it's my money, it's not yours. And he said he didn't care. And he got very abusive with me and started like yelling at me, hitting me, kicking me. And the whole time, my daughter is watching this because she came out of her bedroom. And I left for, I got my daughter and I left. I went to my mom's house and I told my mom, I need to move in with you. And my
Good.
mom said, give me 2 weeks, honey, and I will buy a house for us and you can move in then. I said, Mom, I don't think I can live there 2 weeks. And my mom goes, why? What's going on? And I told her, and she goes, go get some clothes. I said, I'm not going back there tonight. I said, I can't. I refuse. So she said, okay, you can just wear something of mine and Peanut will be fine in just a t-shirt to sleep in. And I said, okay. So we stayed the night with my mom. The next day when I knew he was gone from our apartment, I went back there and I got some clothes and I went to my aunt's house out in a different part of the area that I'm from, and I stayed there, and they actually had me hidden in their home so that he couldn't find me if he did come out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just a second. People in the chat are asking, did he work as well?
did I what?
Did he work? Did he have a job?
Yeah, he worked 12-hour shifts.
Okay.
But he was money hungry, so he would take my money and his money and send it back to Pakistan to his family.
Mm-hmm. That happens a lot.
Yeah, I find that out now. And then once our divorce was final, I would not go back into the area where we lived. And
So
now I
smart.
have a hard time going in that vicinity at all, because even my boyfriend now is
Mhm.
trying to get me over my fear. And he said if we would ever see him and he ever boyfriend would put a stop to it right away. And I said, well, you don't understand, because when they travel more than one or two in a group. And he said, don't
Mhm.
worry about it. I said, okay.
The most
So,
important thing is for you to stay safe.
yeah. And my boyfriend now keeps me very much safe, keeps me grounded, doesn't do anything. I slipped into a depression in December, and my boyfriend now just let me go until I kind of came out of it myself.
Mhm.
But getting back to he had went to Pakistan to see his family. Prior to that, I was in an automobile accident, and I got a check for my vehicle and my pain and suffering and my medical, which was all reimbursed to me because I paid all of it out of pocket, first.
Good. I'm
So,
glad you got the money back.
um, he took my money and he took it to Pakistan.
Oh, he took.
I didn't get any of the
Oh,
money. I had over 16 grand, and he
I
took
thought
it
you
all
said
to
you got the money.
Pakistan.
I'm sorry. I thought you said you got the money back. And I was thinking, wow, that's great. But he
No.
took the money that you had to pay up front for the hospital. He took all of that to go to
Yeah.
Pakistan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a son of a bitch. Pardon my French.
Exactly.
Oh
Oh,
Lord,
yeah.
I am so sorry. Um,
So,
so you go through this and you've suffered and you've been abused financially and physically and emotionally, and you're trying to get out. You try to get out and you get out, and now you're in a solid relationship. If you could go back, and this is something that I always ask people, if you could go back, say a week before you ever met him, what would you tell yourself?
I wouldn't go back, period. Point blank. I would tell my friend he would have to take a cab. I wouldn't go nowhere near my friend's work.
Mm-hmm. But without knowing, because the first time you went out with him, were there any red flags?
No, there wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
No red flags whatsoever.
Well, the first time he hit you, did you think I need to leave?
But
And what
I
do you think
kind
made
of
you say?
was falling for him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are more emotional creatures, I think, than men are. We handle things differently and process them differently, and we keep thinking we're going to make it better. No one.
Exactly. I kept thinking it would get better. It would get better. When we went on our honeymoon, we went to New York because I had never been to the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, we'll get a hotel. We'll be out there for a week in a hotel. We'll do a lot of sightseeing. No,
Mm-hmm.
he goes, let me take care of all the arrangements. I said, okay, no problem. And we ended up staying with his friends, his
So
cousin.
he didn't pay for a hotel. Oh, and wait a minute,
No,
there's some confusion. Her boyfriend is who she's with now. Um, she dated him before. Make sure I'm saying this right. She dated her boyfriend now before, and then they had a child, and then they split up, and then she got married to the Pakistani guy, and he was the abusive one. Now she's back with her boyfriend, the father of her child, and they have a good relationship. But he's very loving and caring, and they have a really solid bond. Did I say that right? Did I get all my facts?
Very good. So 100%.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because I didn't want there to be any confusion because I remember the first time we talked, I was a little confused. Wait a minute, which one's which? And, but if you see a red flag, I always say, if he hits you once, he'll hit you again. If he lies to you once about something that, almost trivial and there's no reason to lie, if he'll lie to you again, especially when the stakes are high.
Exactly.
Just like if he steals from you, he's not going to stop. If he does it once, he's going to try to get it again. And that's so unfortunate. And I'm so sorry you went through that. But do you have any advice for anyone listening?
Oh, I have plenty of advice. Find a therapist. First of all, get out as soon as you can. Don't look back. Find a therapist that you can trust and open up to them and be yourself. If you don't like your first therapist, move on down the road. There's always somebody that you're going to click with.
I agree, 100%. Thank you.
Because
so much.
I found a therapist right now that we meet once a week, and ever since I started talking to her, I've had a smile on my face, and I'm not faking it. My family has noticed that I have a smile, and that's why I always say #smile forever.
That's right. That's exactly right. I really appreciate you telling your story. Let me see if anybody has any questions. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions? Just Jane says, so very, very, very happy that she is in a safe and happier place now. Drama Queen says, exactly, there are two types of men, the one that will hit a woman and the ones that won't. And if he does it once, he will again. Booker Kate says she's glad you're safe. And Scottish Theron, I love her. She says, damn, that man is horrible. Beth, can you ask Proof how her daughter is doing after this? Yeah, why don't you talk about Peanut, how she handled, being in that situation with you and how it affected her and how is she now?
Peanut has a lot of depression. She's very depressed right now. She has a lot of health issues because of it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put her into counseling right afterwards because it came out in the wash that she was sexually molested somewhere in the time that I was with him. I don't know if it was by him, if it was by a neighbor kid, but she has been sexually molested. She keeps telling me it was the neighbor kid, but I mean, she's my child and I have to believe her.
Of course.
But she wouldn't open up to me until she knew we were safe and out of danger. And she opened up to me, and by then it was too late to do any charges or anything because they had moved from where we were at.
And it's a 7-year statute of limitations.
Right.
But I want to know how old Peanut is. I can't remember.
Peanut is 28.
28. And she's still having, and that's the thing, childhood traumas when you're young, can leave you scarred, and it takes a long time to heal. But there's always a scar, even from any wound, just whether it's an emotional wound or a physical wound. There's a scar there, and it's never going to be quite smooth and perfect like we want it to be. We try, we do the best we can, but there's some things that you just never 100% heal from, and I hate that happened to her. I really do. I'm glad you got her into counseling. I'm glad you're in counseling. But everybody's saying that you did just a wonderful job of telling your story. Thank you for sharing. And, I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, darling. Let's see. Who have I sent this to next? All right. Who wants to go next? How about Heather? Heather, are you in here? Heather may have had the book. Let's see. Well, if I can copy the link. Oh, crap. I don't know why it's not letting me copy that. That's craziness. There we go. Okay. If you'd like to join and you'd like to talk about your story, hi, Lace with Lacey. Hi, doll baby. If you want to come on and talk, you are more than welcome to. All you have to do is ask me for the link. If you'll DM me on my Twitter for the link, I'll send it to you. And anybody and everybody, they're welcome to come and share the story, whether it's as severe as what hers was, because hers is really intense. To even like, you know, an experience you had when you were younger and got out of it, or maybe something you're going through now that you want to share and get off your chest. But I'm very happy to have anybody come on. Oh God, Jamie, get the hell out of here. Here for the tears. You know what? How about here's gone? Remove. Here for the tears, in case you don't know, is this guy that's completely obsessed with me. And he's had his account less than a week, and I think 99.9% of every tweet, he's got me tagged in it or talking about me. You know, if he spent this much time on a channel or doing something productive, he might actually be worth the shit. But he's too worried about me. But, you know, that's him. Okay, let's see. Who else wanted to come in? Let's see. Joni, I'm going to send you the link if you're in here. I'll if it'll let me. There you go. Joni, I've sent you the link in your DM. Is this up to my, you know? Oh, God. It probably is. Let me go check my you now. It's not one thing, it's another. Hang on, I'll fix this. Good grief. It's not one thing, it's another. It is. See, I have to unconnect my accounts. Great. I have no idea how half of this crap works. I'll figure it out though. I'll be working on it. Who wants to come in? Who would like to talk next? Because I'd really like to have somebody in. Let me see. I'll just sign out. Okay. I should be off there now. Let's see. You know, the thing about talking about domestic violence is we learn how similar our experiences are and how different they are. You know, there are little differences, but yet you start hearing things. You're like, wow, that sounds like my ex, and he did that too. And mine did it a little bit different, but it was similar. So we find we find things that are, you know, that we can share, experiences that we can share, but we can also learn from one another. Heather, do you want to come in? How warm is it in Guatemala? I'm freezing to death. Let's see. Let me find Heather. Heather, I've sent you the link. Bye, Jane. Yeah, you know what? When it comes to him, I don't hate him. I feel like he's kind of pathetic. You know, he lives in a basement. He doesn't have any real friends. All he does is try to harass people on the internet to get attention. That's a sad existence. You know, makes me feel very lucky. You know, he has a fake boyfriend, and you know he's got one or two people that and really he ends up talking to himself on his Twitter. I looked at it and I was like, wow, he just has complete conversations with himself. No one will engage with him, and it's his own fault. You know, he's ruined it for himself. So, you know, maybe he'll learn, maybe he won't. Some people never learn, and some people can't change, and some people don't change. And bye, Jane. You have a good night, honey. And thank you so much for coming in. But if anyone else would like to, I've unhooked it from you now for sure. And Davita had the same problem with her phone the other night. I don't know what's going on with these browsers, but everybody's so sweet on Twitter to me. I have to say, you know, I made a call for help, and I swear I got 15 answers. Everybody is so nice. Everybody. I'm scrolling through. I'm like, how blessed, you know, to have people that are so supportive. And that's one thing I have to say that, you know, I've had one or two people that were hateful to me, but or aggravated me to death. But everybody else has been so positive, and that really impresses me. It's that, you know, people always say, oh, there are no good women or good men left in the world, and nobody's a real friend anymore. But you know what? I haven't seen that. My friends were good to me, and you know, I enjoy talking to them, and I talk to my friends, you know, that are here, and as they say, in real life, and then I have online friends, and I just feel very lucky. Yeah, Drama Queen. He I don't know if he wants my approval or he just wants to be me. He keeps doing these weird imitations where he puts on a similar shade of lipstick to mine. And I'm like, he's losing it. I think he wants to be me. But if I lived in a basement, I'd want to be anybody but that. So. Anyway, hello, Shadow Lover. Listen, anybody that wants to come on and share a story, please just DM me. It's Mama Beth, and my @ is MamaBethsWorld, just like it is on here. And I'd love to have you share a story that, you know, if you've been through domestic violence or abuse, harassment, stalking, whatever. You don't turn your camera on, don't show your face. But this is a safe place to talk about it. Yeah. Jane, I feel blessed to have met you too. You all, you know, you've been so supportive, and you know, and it's been so stressful. Well, God love you. Thank you, Timothy Chin. I can't stay long, but send my support. That's going to the dog rescue. Now, we're still raising money on that. So anything, and I don't know. I did on New Year's on my stream there. I was like, come on, let's raise some money and do this. And my PayPal, I have it hooked up. It's MamaBethsWorld on PayPal. But you know, I was raising my hand, but I felt like kind of that with this subject, it wouldn't be appropriate to come on and say, you know, let's donate. But I appreciate that very much, because we've got to go shopping. Somebody had 2-for-1, I think, coupons for PetSmart, or maybe it's more than that. But anyway, we're going to go there and load up. So, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think he needs your help, Beth, but he's going about getting that help on. Oh, I wouldn't touch him with 10 foot pole. Nope. The transference would be almost immediately. It would happen immediately. Nope. Because there are patients I turned down. People are always surprised about that, because, like, when you go into your doctor's office, you think, okay, they're working for me and they have to take care of me. Actually, they don't. My doctor fired me after I told her off, and I fired her, and then she sent me a letter firing me, but she was worthless. She about got me killed. But about dying in her care, seriously. It was like 12 days in the hospital. And but yeah, so I fired her, and then she sent me a letter saying she would no longer be my doctor. And I'm like I wanted to rip. Just like Mango T did with that CND yesterday. It was not pretty. But yeah, I turned down patients. I cannot work with anyone. I can't work with pedophiles. I can't work with sex offenders. I have a real problem with that. I do family counseling for abuse, but it's, you know, I'm not real easy to work with, because I hold you to standards, and anybody that has ever been a patient knows they have to keep a notebook and they have to do homework. But and I can't do grief counseling, but I don't deal with some of the more hardcore cases here. Antisocial personality disorder. Those narcissists are hard to deal with, but mostly the dual diagnosis. So I can work with that part, and then have assistance to make sure that I'm being guided correctly. Because my master's is in adolescent and family counseling, and then my second master's is in criminal and juvenile. No, wait a minute, shit, I'm getting mixed up. It's in criminal justice and forensics, with a minor of forensic psychology. It's all in there together. Anyway, I'm getting tired. Can you tell? I've been up since like 2 a.m. But so I've gotten to select juries, and I've gotten to work in prisons, and it's fun. You know, I really like that. But if you ever want the crap scared out of you, meet a true psychopath that's behind bars that has done some horrendous things, and they scare the daylights out of me. Sociopaths are too stupid to get away with much. But anyway, so see, I'm back on the once you step in, that's funny. See, I get back on the psychology of things. Somebody comes along and they're trying to be an ass, and I end up going, nah, I'm not messing with them. They're not my field. But you know, I'm thinking that I'm going to do my next in-depth. And tell me if you think this is a good idea or not. Borderline personality disorder. It's one of the most misunderstood personality disorders. It's the reason it's called borderline is because it's between neurosis and psychosis, and it's fascinating. But it's hard as hell to treat. And when somebody has borderline personality disorder, their behavior can go from sunshine and rosebuds to, you know, just lightning and, you know, ready to kill somebody, just like that. It's really hard to control. They have to want to seek help. They have to pursue it. And we use DBT and CBT. I use DBT more, but I also use psychoanalytic talk therapy. And but they have to kind of want to get better. You can't say, here, take a pill. There's no real pill for it. But it's a fascinating disorder. And what do you think? I give you props for what you do for a living. Oh, well, thank you, darling. You know what? I have been fascinated with psychiatry and psychology. I remember in the 4th grade, we were supposed to say what we wanted to be when we grew up. And I asked Ms. Wilson, she was my teacher, I said, how do you spell psychiatrist? And she's like, what? Yeah, that's what I want to be. And you know what? If I had see, I went back to school late, in my 30s, so in my early 30s, and then, just kept going, racking up bill after bill. I'm going to be dead before my student loans are all just gotten rid of. It's ridiculous. My husband says the same thing about his. But I've always been fascinated with people and what they do and why they do it and what motivates people and, how to get people to change to a more healthy pattern, in their life. And, and most of my cases aren't that difficult, but some are breaking heart. And I'm an empath, whatever somebody puts on me, I feel. So like hearing about domestic abuse, I feel it. You know what? I haven't. Do they probably generally want help? No, unless they have lost their job because they've acted like an ass, or they've gone on the internet and stuck their fingers up the butt, or have been in a manic state for so many days that they can't come down and they're suicidal. Which borderlines will have, they'll fake suicide. They'll scratch their wrists. They'll self-harm. But it's for attention. They know what they're doing. They never quite reach, like, if you see someone who is schizophrenic or even bipolar, you can get so manic that you go into a psychosis and you don't realize what you're doing and saying and how you're acting, and you almost, it's like you're running on autopilot with that. But with borderlines, they never quite get over to where they don't know what the hell they're doing. And that's how you can identify them, because they can be in the middle of a hugely manic state, throwing shit all around the room and doing this, and all of a sudden you say, we're going for ice cream. If you'll put that down, we'll go. And they go, okay. And it's done. Crazy, but that's how you detect. It's just so interesting. That's one that's so hard to treat, but it's really fascinating. I haven't told you all my story, I don't think. Have I? Of being in an abusive relationship. Yes, borderlines do have narcissistic traits. And I agree, people need more talk therapy and more cognitive behavioral therapy and dialectical therapy. Dialectical behavioral therapy is what works most on borderline. But it's learning to understand, and to narrow it all down, you have to understand what is making you behave the way you are. If it's, is there an outside stimulus? Did somebody punch you and now you're going to react in an angry way? Or did someone just look at you and now you want to kill them? You have to figure out with each situation. And there are apps. There are DBT apps. And if you think you're borderline, or you're bipolar, or you suffer from anxiety, there is a DBT app. D as in David, B as in Beth, and T as in Tom. You can download it on your phone. I have patients that use it all the time, and it really helps. But, dialectical behavioral therapy is when you talk out what the problem is. And you say, okay, this has happened, and this is how I'm feeling. Is that the way I should be feeling, or am I overreacting? Am I underreacting? Because when you are borderline, you never really know. You don't have a good self-identity. You don't really understand who you are. I know I'm saying, if I'm lecturing, y'all can tell me to shut up. But the dialectical behavioral therapy lets them put in a situation and what we would say average reaction. I don't say normal a lot. Normal is, like we've said for years, normal is setting on a washer. But it's really helpful. Cognitive behavioral therapy is when you're cognizant of what you're saying and you're doing and how you're acting in the world around you. And bipolar patients really respond to that, because it helps. They say, okay, should I get upset? And then they'll go mad, or should I be really sad and go towards the depression? But they can be medicated to help with that, and those two together. Okay, I'm going to shut up about that for a minute. Y'all are probably like, we're supposed to be talking about domestic violence here, and how'd you get on to psychology again? It's because that's what I do. Okay. First off, let me show you my. If anybody saw me yesterday, did y'all see me on Twitter yesterday? I was so mad. I have 3 pairs of reading glasses. Y'all see me wearing them in my videos all the time, little black, and there's nothing at the bottom. I love those little glasses. I have 3 of them. I could not find them. I lost them. I was so mad. I called my husband. I said, "You've got to give me some reading glasses. I can't see shit." So the booger comes in with pink ones, because everything I like pink. And then he got me another pair. So, and he said, and they have case, and they're foster grants. So I was really tickled. But, and then these are tortoise shell, which he knows I like. How cute is that? But, okay, so I'm going to put my pink ones on. So, what do y'all think? I think they're hilarious. My story. Okay, my first marriage lasted 6 years. I got married young. I got married 18. I'd come back from Belgium. I had started the spring semester at school, or back then they had winter and spring. Tell my age. But I'd come back and I'd entered the nursing program, and I could not stand living with my parents anymore, to be honest. It was just, they're very loud, and they're very controlling. And, you know, I was 18 and I had been living in Europe, and I'm like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. And I had dated my first husband a couple times, and then he saw me at a Christmas party, and he asked me out, and I went out with him, and I ended up 6 months later married him. And I don't say it's a total mistake, because I had a wonderful daughter out of it. But he was emotionally abusive. He loved to wind me up. And I've talked about having a terrible temper. And I've tried all my life to control it. Yeah, my granny used to say it's because you got red hair. But I think it's because the people, you know, my mom and my dad, they're yellers. They don't hit each other at all, but they scream and they say horrible things to each other. And, you know, it's like no holds barred. And I grew up in that environment, and, you know, I was yelled at. I wasn't spanked. I was beat. I had ADHD, and that's what they did to you back then when you know, had ADHD. They just thought, keep her busy, and when she doesn't do what you're supposed to, get the belt out. I think there were long stretches that I was getting 1 and 2 beatings a day, and it was getting real hard. So, and you know, and I have PTSD from that. You know, and I've been in therapy a lot, but it's still hard to get over. So when I married my first husband, when he started being emotionally abusive, I thought that was normal. You know, because when you're raised in that kind of environment, you don't understand that there can be quiet, that you can be married to someone and not be always at odds. And he had been raised in a similar household. You know, Lord, my first husband's family, okay, they were worth millions, but they made it all on gambling and whorehouses, and that's the truth. It's like a local legend. Yeah, but before the interstate came in and you had to go through Route 100, all these truck stops were whorehouses, and my ex-father-in-law owned them. Rest in peace, wherever you are, Pete. But so, and his dad had taught him that women, he used to say, women can't stand good treatment. So why treat, and so like, if I treat you good, you just get used to it. I'm like, I'd like to be used to being treated good for a while. I divorced him, but I did go to counseling, and, you know, I had my daughter to take care of, and I was working, you know, 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs, and, you know, I was doing it all on my own. I sold my dance studio. I quit my radio job. You know, I just packed up my daughter and we left. And I had a job down there as sales manager over if you remember phone resellers, the long distance resellers, I worked for, I was sales manager for a call center. And I didn't do any emotional healing. And that was something that I should have done looking back. I should have taken enough time between the divorce and starting to see someone else to fix me. Because I was damaged at that point. You know, I was damaged good. But I had moved back to my hometown, and a friend of mine owned a bunch of convenience stores. And now I went to school for business first, and you know, as you know, I know how to run a business, and so they hired me to be an assistant manager / auditor. And I would work like a month at one store, a month at another, and all this. Well, I was working at a store where they were building a hotel next door, and this guy came in, and he looked like an Indian out of the movies with that long dark hair, and it was pulled back in the ponytail. And I've never ever been attracted to guys with long hair, but seriously, he could have been in a movie. And he was very flirtatious with me. He liked me and made no bones about it. And you know, he would make excuses to come into the store when I was working. He would look for my car and stuff. And I'm like, okay, oh God, Jamie, go the hell away. Nobody wants you in here. How the hell do I get rid of that son of a bitch? He is such a piece of shit. Jamie, you know what? If I was somewhere that I wasn't wanted, I'd get the hell out. You know, I don't come into your shit. Just get out of here. You're such a twerp. I need mods. Who wants to be a mod? Jane, will you be a mod? Scottish, will you be a mod? Anybody wants to be a mod other than dumbass? I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. Yeah, I did not realize that he was in here, so I'm getting rid of him now. I don't know what the hell his problem is. Well, yeah, I do, but it won't let me click on it. Wait a minute. I'll get him. Remove. You know, we're all obsessed with Jamie. We all want to be Jamie. I've blocked him. I don't know what else to do. I've hit block. Does anybody know how to mod better than I do? Because this is ridiculous. And I apologize. Okay. Let me see, participant. No, that's not it. Oh, it's gonna let me. I think he's been removed. God, I hope so. Jane, if I make you a mod, will you get rid of him? Please. Oh, okay. Here we go. I apologize. I've never had to bank moderators before, but then again, I've never had such a moron. This is ridiculous. This is toxic. Jamie, please go away. swear we're going to end up going to Canada. I have no idea how to do this. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm figuring this out. It'll take me just a minute. I apologize. Oh, nice, Jamie. You just really make yourself. You just show what a piece of shit you really are. I gotta find you, Jamie. Save page as. I don't. There we go. Add moderator. Ta-da! All right, Jane, you're mod. Scottish? Oh, you can't do it from your phone. Okay. Drama queen. I'm putting you in as a mod. There we go. Okay. All right. There you go, drama queen. You got a wrench. You and Jane have wrenches. So knock the shit out of that little bastard. Oh my God. You know, I've never seen anybody so obsessed with a middle-aged woman in her kitchen. Okay. So y'all have fun. Just knock the shit out of him. All right. So I met this guy. His name's Greg. And I was by myself. I had been by myself for a while, but I hadn't really done a lot of healing. All I've been doing was working and taking care of my child. And that was my mistake. I didn't really learn to be at peace with myself. If you read my words of wisdom in the morning, my one yesterday morning was about be at peace alone. And I've never really learned that. I kept people around me. You know, my daughter was always with me, always. But I also had friends that were with me. So I was never really alone. I never got to experience who I was, what I thought on my own and all that. So, you know, he hit me in a weak spot. You know, he came in and he was flattering, he was complimentary. And, you know, and my first husband was an ass. One of his favorite things is, I told you I loved you on the day I married you. That should be enough. So, you know, I kind of poured all my love into my daughter, but here's this guy comes in, he's good looking. I don't know anything about him, but I was attracted to him, and he asked me to go out to the movies, and I did. And I swear within a week he'd moved all his shit in my apartment. That is a red flag. It happened a little more than once, but it's like you go out with someone and then they want to go out the next night and they're like, oh, wow, good time. And then like in a couple of days, they start bringing the wardrobe into your house. Has anybody else had that happen where somebody just all of a sudden decides that they now live with you? I mean, I've never done that to someone else. So, you know, it was a shock when all of a sudden he's bringing all his crap to my apartment. And I'm like, what are you doing? We're dating. And he's like, I don't want to date. I want to be with you. You're my girlfriend now. And, you know, there was a part of me that was really flattered by that because I had been alone, but I hadn't been in love. I didn't feel loved in my first marriage. So I was like, okay. And it wasn't long before he bought an engagement ring. And thank God I never went through with that marriage. But we've been together a month. And he smoked pot, and I didn't like that. And I told him, I said, I don't want you smoking pot in the house, and I don't want you smoking pot around my daughter. And I came in, and the inside, he had been watching Madeline for like an hour while I went to the grocery store, and I smelled pot in the house. And I'm like, did you smoke it in here? And he said, yeah, I went in the bathroom. I said, I've told you not to do that. And, you know, I got a sharp tongue on me. And I said, I can't believe you did that. And my daughter is in this house, and I asked you not to. I could lose custody of my child, because back then, you know, the laws on drug use were a lot stiffer. I mean, it was crazy. So we're arguing, and he picks up the cordless phone, and he just whacks me upside the head with it. And then he puts his fist through the wall. Well, you know, I'm kind of like, did I do this? Did I make him that mad? Why is he doing this? This has to be my fault. And, you know, and I went to work the next day, and I had a goose egg on my head. And a friend of mine was like, you're not acting right. What's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. And she said, really, what's wrong? You're not yourself. Because y'all know I like to laugh and cut up and carry on and be silly. And, you know, I like to, if I'm going to work, I'm going to enjoy it. So it took her a couple days, but I said, you know, we got mad. We were arguing, and he just picked up the cordless phone, and he whacked me in the head with it. And then he put his fist to the wall. And she was like, you have to get him out of your house. And I said, no, it's not that big a deal. You know, I made excuses for him, because remember, he was the first person that I was in a relationship with. I mean, we've been together only a month, but still, he was giving me what I needed, and or I thought I needed. I mean, sex was fabulous, you know, really over the top. When he was in that up cycle, you know, in the honeymoon phase where everything was all right, he was so thoughtful and caring, and held my hand everywhere we went, opened every door. He called me baby doll. And to this day, I cannot stand for anybody to call me baby doll. And I call my daughter baby girl. And in our family, we call girls doll babies. But baby doll just seems, I swear, it triggers me. I don't know when somebody says it to my face. Now, if I read it, it doesn't bother me. But yeah, he would be so good. I mean, like, he took me to the beach. We went on all sorts of vacations. But then he would start finding fault with everything I did. And he started punching me. There was no hitting with the phone. He would kick me in my legs too, because you couldn't see bruises when I had clothes on. He would hit me in the arms, he would hit me in the stomach, and he would hit me in the leg. He didn't hit me in the face. But he had this thing he would do where he would flip me over on the floor. And I was pretty thin then, you know, because I'm 5'10", and I weighed probably 135 pounds, 140 pounds. And he would flip me over on my stomach, and then put both hands on my forehead and pull it back like he was trying to snap my neck. And he did that a couple times where he had his knees on my chest, and, you know, I passed out. And he did that once in front of my daughter, and she thought he killed me. And it was after that I said, I've got to get him out of this house, but how to do it without him killing me. And I've never been so scared in my life. And I couldn't tell my dad. But my mom, it was summertime, and my mom was like, why are you wearing long pants and long sleeves? It's 90 degrees. And I said, I've got bruises. I don't want to talk about it. She said, what happened? And I said, Greg and I got into it. And she said, well, what'd you do to make him mad? What'd you do to make him hit you? And I'm like, what? You know, all my friends are like, you don't deserve this ever. And I tell people now, nobody ever deserves to get hit. Nothing you do, nothing gives anybody the right or, you know, the excuse to put their hands on you. And to hear my own mother say that, you know, because she's never been in an abusive situation. You know, she and my dad yell and scream at each other, but he's never hit her. She's worse to him than he is to her, to be honest. But, yeah. And after that, I'm like, well, maybe I did do something. Maybe I do need to, well, softer and, you know, be more careful about what I say. I mean, she really did a number on my head. And then the last time the way I got rid of him was, it was the end of May. We had gone to a friend of his birthday party, and I knew all of them. I'd gone to school with some of them, and one of the girls there said, "You need to know that he's sleeping with this other girl who was not known for having high morals." I said, "Why? He wouldn't do that." You know, I wouldn't have thought he would cheat. But then on the way home, we were getting ready to go home actually, and he said, "I'm going to stay a little bit longer. You know, the only vehicle now is my car." You know, but I said, "Why? You gonna go stay there with her?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." But then he came home and he was mad, and that's when we got in a fight. And you know, that was the first time I fought back. I had for 18 months I had been abused in every way possible. And I'm not going to detail on some of them because it's too intimate and it's gory and it's just I don't want to think about it. But 18 months, and then it finally clicked that he was cheating on me, and I was like, enough. I can take you hitting me. I can take you, you know, throwing me around the room. I can take you doing all this other shit. But if you're going to cheat on me, that's it. And that, you know, I don't know why it took me so long to wake up. But then when I told him to get his shit and go, he packed the duffel bag up, and then he came in and he punched me in the face. And then it was on. And I was fighting like a man. And actually, I had him by the hair down on the floor. And, but I had bruises on my face. Well, I called the police, county sheriff's department, and one of my friends that works as a deputy came out. I said, "God, what's he done to you this time?" He said, "We all knew it was going to come to this. Your neighbors have been calling. We come out. You say it's fine." And I did. I covered for it. But he said, "Let's go press charges." And he took me. I had ripped he had ripped my shirt, and like, you know, I had red marks all over my neck from where he was pulling my shirt around. And then I had bruises on my face and my arms, my legs. They took so many pictures. But yeah, they went and picked him up where he was working. He was working at a restaurant just until he could get back. He was a welder by trade, and his dad owned a welding company, and they were on break, so he went and got the little part-time job. But they went and picked him up, and he had to pay restitution for everything that he had done, plus pain and suffering. You know, but he would show up every now and then, scare the daylights out of me. Oh, but the most fun thing I ever did in my entire life was when, after he was gone, all his shit that was left in the house, I piled it in the driveway and set it on fire because we needed something to weenie roast. All the neighbors came out in celebration. They were all glad that he was gone. And they brought marshmallows and wieners, and we roasted it on his Levi's and his shirts and his socks and all of his paperwork and you name it. It burned. I found out that the heels of cowboy boots don't burn. The rest of it that won't. But yeah. And then when one of his buddies called and said, "I need to come get his stuff," I said, "Well, you better bring a shovel because it's all ashes in the driveway." Beth, please look at your Twitter. Okay. I'm just sitting here running my yap. Twitter. Oh, you talking about from Johnny? Yeah, Scottish. When I said I have a temper, I have a temper. Okay, hang on. Copy. And paste. Wait a minute. Johnny, didn't you say you had Google Hangouts? Yeah, burn, baby, burn. Okay. Johnny, honey, you've got, if you're watching the stream, you've got to download Google Hangouts. Okay, wait a minute. Let me type it to her in case she's not here. Right. If you're listening, you just have to download Google Hangouts onto your phone, or you can download it on any device, your iPad, tablet, smartphone, laptop, whatever. But it's not hard to do at all. If I could figure out, y'all know how technologically, challenged I am. Daughter makes fun of me all the time. But if I can figure it out, Bonnie just got on. Okay, let me see. Bonnie, do you want to come on? Would you like to come and share your story? Not Jane, Joan, I think. But Jane, if you want to come on and if you want to come on and share, hey, I'm right there. I'm right here. And I'm going to put that in this chat. If you want to come on panel, I'll say it again. You just disable your cam. And that way it's all anonymous. But Bonnie, did you send me a DM, honey? If you sent me a DM, all you have to do is, if you've got Google Hangouts, then you can come right in. Let me see. I don't see one from you, doll baby. See, I say doll baby. But I tell you what, we got rid of the asshole, didn't we? I'll just put the link in here. Might as well. It doesn't. Y'all can kick him out if he starts acting up. But that way it'll be easier. And if you've got Google Hangouts and you want to come on, you're welcome. You are more than welcome. I think things like this, we need to. Don't show your face. The thing is, when you're talking about things like this, it's hard, and you want some anonymity. Okay, I'm pasting the. There it is. Okay, there's the link. So if it will, there we go. Now, all you have to do is hit that link, and me and DQ got on it quick. Yes, you did. I am so proud of you all. Thank you so much for being mods for me. I really appreciate it. And, my husband kept saying, you need to get moderators. Everybody else has moderators. And I'm like, well, I haven't done this but a few times. So I really didn't, I got a few trolls here and there, but I've never had HUG's good. But if you've got, just download Google Hangouts and then just click that link. Bonnie, you can just listen to that, and it's just absolutely fine. Not everybody feels comfortable talking, especially talking on camera. I'm very used to it. But hi, Mama 3 boys. I am so glad to see you. I haven't seen you forever. Yeah, they really are, Tiff. Hey, Randy. It's so hard when you're talking and doing all this. If you don't have moderators, to kind of control the chat, you get crap like him rolling up. But I'm really impressed with how fast you got on him. I was like, how are you doing this? Because I couldn't get it to work. But then again, my laptop is slower than my Fusla. But I'm tickled that you all would do this for me. I appreciate it. But Mom said, I took a break. LOL, it's getting crazy on YouTube. You know what? It is. And that's something else I want to talk about. And I think everybody else can agree. What the hell has happened since January 1st? I mean, it's the year of the dog, and which by Chinese astrology, this is my year, and that means you're unlucky. I don't know whether there were just a lot of people born in 1970 and 1982 that everything's turned upside down, but in 98, wait a minute, no, 70, 82, and 94 are the years of the dog. But people have been so mean to others that they used to like. Have you noticed that? It's like there's no loyalty. And, and I'm not into this whole gang mentality where, if you're friends with one, you can't be friends with another. I'm friends with a lot of people that don't get along, and I'm sure there are friends with me that are friends with people that I don't particularly get along with. There are very few people that I don't like. You have to really do something that upsets my, I guess, moral compass. I don't like liars. I don't like people who get on and lie. I don't like people who just continually are negative. I just can't do that. I have to quit watching. I think I want my channel to be a place where you can go and sit and watch and get in on the conversation and the chat. And I want people to find peace. And it seems like nobody is striving to find any peace right now. I mean, all right, and I really wasn't going to go into it, but Mango Tea, I was watching his videos. Really, I woke up at 2 a.m. I started watching his videos, and he was a different person in the beginning. He spoke in a normal voice. That drives me crazy. I'll be honest, that just drives me crazy. But he was very straightforward, and he was talking about, Scientology and people, what they were trying to do to him and what they do to people when they get out. But his videos were interesting, and it was well presented. Now, it's like a complete 180. I can't get through the intro. And then if I fast forward through the intro, because I can't stand that whining intro he does. And I like his husband. I don't know who it was that said, "Oh, you're going to love his husband. His husband makes the videos." He really does. I really like him. But, Steve Mango he told some whoppers. And I busted him on a whopper yesterday. He's mad, but I've had screenshots to prove it. And, if someone catches you in a lie, you apologize, but then you don't lie again. Make sure that your journalistic efforts are on the money, that you're following things. But, I don't see the whole point of his last video. I'm going to make a video about 4 of the biggest channels that do beauty gossip, 4 popular channels, and I'm just going to trash all of them. Now, what's the point in that? Oh, laced Mango Tea. He is in this. He reported on Gingerard's stalker. The guy is trying to get attention any way he can, and so he sent Mango Tea an email saying what a horrible person she was and all this stuff. And then somebody sent an anonymous note. But anyway, he made a video a few days ago, the first one, and she contacted him and she said, I really wish you'd take this down. It's biased, and I need those emails. And she needs them so she can go through with legal proceedings. She's already got a protective order against him. His ex-wife does as well. He's been very violent. He's threatened her life. I got some text messages, but she has literally thousands and thousands. This guy's been going after her for like 3 years. But Mango Tea takes the harasser's side and says, well, she must have done something to deserve it. Nobody just goes off like this. She dated him. They dated for a couple months. She figured out he was a liar, and she said, I don't want you to be my assistant anymore. I'm not cutting your salary, but you're going back out on the warehouse because I don't want you around me. And you're not driving my cars anymore. And after they figured out that he was trying to get his kids back, she paid for a lawyer, and I guess assuming he might pay her back. Of course, when you loan somebody money, you might as well just say it's a gift, because usually don't get it back. But, she acted in good faith, and he said he was trying to get his children back because he beat his daughter up at Christmas that year. It was 2016 that he beat the shit out of his daughter, I believe. I think I got the right year, yeah. And then, so Department of Children and Family Services took the kids from the mother for failing to protect her kids against him when he was visiting. But it was all ugly. But anyway, he said he needed to show that he had a stable place. And, you know, and the company had an apartment. She helped him with all that. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, so he could have his kids. And he moved a roommate in. And so she was like, no, this is not what this is for. This is so you can have your kids. So they made him get out of the apartment, and she refused to let him drive her cars anymore after he kept putting pictures of him with the car on Instagram. And one of the 3 girls he was sleeping with slashed her tires. I mean, this girl's been through the ringer. So for Steve Mango to go on there and, you know, say, oh, well, we have to be fair. We have to tell his side. No, you don't. No. He doesn't need to have a side. He's the one that's been harassing her, and there's all this proof. There's legal proof. There's text. There's emails, and you know, and he's wanting to pay her out like she's some kind of a harlot because she dated him for a couple months before she figured out what he was. How stupid, you know? Yeah, and he did. He went so far as to say if he was dangerous and he was going to kill her, he'd already done it. She's just being dramatic. What a dumbass. You got to be a real dumbass to think, I mean, dumbass, right? Somebody's going to make a gif of me going, dumbass. And I wish they would because I find that very flattering. I crack up. But, you know, she sent him after the first video. He was supposed to take it down and make a video on domestic. This is the whole thing. So nobody gets confused and everybody knows. After he put that first video up and he told the guy's story and sob story, blah, 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 blah. She said, you didn't even call me. You didn't contact me. And you can get in touch with Jen Gerard pretty easy. She is very active. Like, she answers her Twitter DMs. She's, you know, wherever it is, she is constantly on her social media because that helps her sales. She's smart. So she said, you know what? You really screwed me over on this. You've just given him more standing and more ground to do more crap to me. You made it look like he's innocent and I'm the guilty one, and like he's the victim instead of me, because he, as a last-ditch effort, you know, said she sexually harassed him, but he couldn't find a lawyer covering to take his case, so he went to the EEOC, who will take a case no matter what because they have to do an investigation. I've seen the document. I've also seen the emails he sent. She was kind enough to show them to me. But, so anyway, she told Mango, she said, look, I'm not angry. Everybody makes mistakes. Because Jen's a real Christian woman. You know, I'm Christian, and we've talked, and it's not about just going to church. It's about living a life and trying to be a good person. And I think everybody should do that, Christian or not. But she said, all I wanted him to do was take the video down. Any AdSense money that he made from the video, please donate it to the Domestic Violence Center. I mean, seriously, how hard is that? He couldn't have made that much money on it. I mean, if he made $20, $30, give it to the women's shelter. You know, God knows they need it. And then she wanted him to make a video on domestic violence and how prevalent it is and how hard it is for women to get help. Because it is. You know, you can go in with your face covered in bruises and, you know, all sorts of scratches and messed up, your clothes have hanging off. And if they say, what happened to you? And you say, you know, my boyfriend or my husband or my ex came at me out of nowhere and beat me up. You know, they're gonna say, are you sure? Are you sure it was him? You know, they're going to question you, and then they're going to go find him. And unless he's got knuckles scraped all to hell, if he gets somebody to vouch that he was somewhere else, and I've seen this happen, to vouch that he was somewhere else, they don't take the woman's word. You know, that's why only 25% of all assaults, domestic assaults, are reported. And that's why three women die every day as a result of domestic violence. You know, I put the statistics up in the video for a reason. And the only thing Steve Mango could find fault in, even though I called him a liar, on there was that I put his email. You could see his email on it. even though it's a public email. It's on his business cards and it's on his site. But, you know, I hope the edit is over with because I tried to edit it through the creator and the creative thing on YouTube. But if I have to, I've still got everything on my Windows, then I can re-upload it. But I hate to because I've got a lot of views on that, and I gained like 400 subs out of nowhere, which is kind of crazy. But he was supposed to and send her the emails. She needs the emails that he receives so she can go to take it to her lawyer. You know, this is proof. This guy has committed, you know, crimes against her. And she needs that because, let me tell you, screenshots don't do shit. You might watch Truthfully. Truth, I can tell you, the judge doesn't accept screenshots. They can too easily be doctored, but this email would show that it came from her harasser to Steve Mango to her. And she needs that. And he promised her he would give it to her. He promised he would take that video down. He promised he would make a donation to the Domestic Violence Center, and he promised that he would make, you know, the video on. Did I say on the video on domestic violence? Put the AdSense towards the charity. Send her the emails. What am I forgetting? Remove the video. Make a new video about domestic violence. Put the AdSense money towards that, and then send her the emails. Okay, so there's 4 things. He had done none of those. He removed his first video only to put up a second one that was even more offensive. And then she said, okay, what am I supposed to do? She sends him a CD, and he tears it up. You know, who does that to a woman that's being abused, that's being harassed and threatened and stalked? You know, it takes a real piece of crap to do that. I'm flabbergasted. He's protecting his source. Really, he's protecting the harasser. Good luck on that. Yeah, and you know, women aren't believed or treated right. What'd you do to make him do it? What'd you do to make him mad? That rings in my head every time I speak to someone who's been through, you know, domestic violence. Someone who comes into my office and they say, you know, my husband's doing this, and my husband's doing that, and you know, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, you have to leave. But in my head, I hear my mother saying, what'd you do? What'd you do to make him mad? You never get over that. And the fact that so many people go through it, so many women suffer through it, and their children see it, that upsets me greatly. And Mango is not a professional reporter. He can't report. He could give her that. He could give her that. He's like, oh, I've got them in my video. Doesn't count. You can't see where they came from, the chain that they went through. But that's all right. Jessica will be okay. You know what? And I want to say this, you know, while I'm in here and we're talking about this, let me give you a number. And this is so important. Let me find it. All right, this is the domestic abuse hotline. It's really cool. It's like if you're familiar with the National Suicide Hotline, this is the National Domestic Abuse Hotline. And what's really cool is you can, if you're in a place where you can't say talk on the phone, you can text them. They text 24/7, and and they also have, if you have problems hearing, they have the TTY number, but it's the regular number. And write this down. And, you know, just put it on a piece of paper and put it in your purse. And if you see somebody that looks like they've been through the ringer, you know, say, listen, I don't know what's going on, but here. No, and hand it to them. I've done that. I've written down the number on business cards and handed it out. You know, if you need help, here it is. My number is on the back. But the National Domestic Violence Hotline is 800-799-7233. And I'll repeat it again. Sorry. 800-799-7233. Okay. And just tear it on a piece of paper in your purse. You know, if you're in a good relationship and you know you're not going to need it, be on the lookout maybe for somebody who does, or if you hear of somebody that's going through that, it's horrible, and the children suffer. You know, I have to say that since I made the video about domestic violence and everything that's going on with that and her case, and I have had so many wonderful people reach out to me. You know how people say, "Oh Lord, she wrote a book" when you text. I have literally had novels, and I read through it, and I end up tearing up, crying. But you know what? They need to get it out, and that's one of the reasons that I want to do this. And thank you, Drama Queen. I appreciate you doing that. I should have done that, but I really think that we need to come together as women and support one another. Too many times women tear each other apart. We are raised to be jealous of one another. Guys aren't. They might be competitive in sports, stuff like that. Women are competitive emotionally, and we will tear one another down rather than build each other up. And I don't want to be like that. And you know, I don't want to be around that. You know, we're going to have arguments, we're going to have disagreements, but you know, your candle doesn't shine any brighter just because you blow everybody else's out. You know, and I think that if we sit and do these talks, maybe on Fridays before all of the drama live streams, and you know, y'all know I love drama live, and if Katie's on tonight, I'll be in there watching her. She cracks me up. I just love her to death. But she's got a lot of crap going on that has been just crazy, and that's something else. I'm telling you, since the new year, the world's turned upside down. Yeah, Tiff, exactly. But I'd like to try to do this on Fridays and maybe start at 4. We've been going over 2 hours now, but no, we've been going about 2 hours because I couldn't figure out how this crap works. But let's see if we could do this on Fridays, and because it's the end of the work week, people are stressed. And whether you want to talk about a domestic violence situation or something that happened at work, something with family, whether it's grief or joy or frustration or adulation, or you know, if you got a raise, you know, come on the panel and tell how you got the raise and be proud of it. You know, just if you're having a rough time, the kids are driving you crazy, come on and say, "These kids are driving me crazy. I need a break." And you know, send them in another room with their iPads and you know, video games, and you get to have a break. But and if you're like me and you're older and the kids are out of the house, you have one of your dogs to clean up after. I do. But thank you, Drama Queen. I really appreciate it. I just think it's needed. You know, I see so many people hurt. You know, the ones that are the meanest are the ones that are hurt most. And maybe if there's a safe place where you can come and, you know, you can't be an asshole, obviously. Like, you know, Jamie, he had to go. But he's just a horrible troll. He's not even good at it. Which cracks me up. How are you a troll and so shitty at it? But you know, nobody trolling, but if we can keep the trolls out and we can bring people together and be supportive, almost like a support group. You know, I don't know if any of y'all have been to group therapy. If you've been to group therapy, put a 1 in the chat. Yeah, Randy came in there. If you've been to group therapy, put a 1 in. I think I'm lagging. But if you've been to therapy at all, Put a 2 in the chat. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, who's this? Who popped in there on me?
It's Beauty Sleuth. What's up?
Hey, darling, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm sitting here talking about how we're going to make this a weekly thing and do it like group therapy, just supporting each other and talking about the week. Yeah, I think with all of the channels that there are, I don't see any that actually do live streams where it's supportive and you can actually talk about your stuff. A lot of live streams, they just want to keep it light and happy and funny to get as many people in as possible. I don't care whether I have 20 or 20,000. You know, I want people to enjoy themselves, but be able to unburden themselves as well. And,
exactly.
Well, tell us your story, doll baby.
What do you want to know? Is anyone
Well,
else?
It's just you and me right now on the screen. I'm doing it one at a time on the screen, and everybody in the chat, you know, everybody's really supportive, and you know, they listen to your story, and but you get to vent. So, but the topic is domestic violence. But if you haven't had a situation like that, and you've got something else going on, by all means, talk about
it. Yeah, I was in an abusive relationship before, and I had my ex stalk me, but it wasn't like to the 3 years. He only stalked for a few months because every time he would come around, I would just call the cops, and he hated it.
That's good. That was smart of you.
And eventually my parents, because I was living with them at the time, eventually they came out and talked to him, and my dad basically put fear into him, and he backed off. I'm lucky with that because a lot of people that get stalked like don't like get off easy like that. You know, it's a shame like what Jen's going through. What people go through that are getting stalked, it's a shame. It's fucked up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It is. And the fact that, you know, she has had to pretty much take, if she had been a man and walked in there and said, this man is doing this to me, they'd have had the guy in jail in a heartbeat. But because she's a woman and she walks in with a protective order and, you know, she's got proof and pictures and texts and, you know, all this crap, and they go, So, you know, it's not fair the way that she's been treated. And women have historically been treated poorly by the law. The only thing that men have ever not been on top in is custody. And that's because women are the nurturers. You know, 90%, 99% of the time, you'll get guys that are nurturing. But yeah, everything else we get shit on. But do you care if I ask you the questions that I sent? I think I sent everybody the same questions.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now let's see. I got to get to the questions. Okay. How did you meet your ex? And give him some random name.
We actually met on MySpace like way back in the day. Actually, no, it was Friendster, because like when people are migrating from Friendster over to MySpace, and like, it was the cusp of all that, and we met a few days before, and we were like, oh yeah, I'll add you on MySpace, blah blah blah. And actually, I was having issues with using drugs at the time, and apparently he had issues with drugs in the past, and he had a lot of clean time. So I was like, you know, this guy's a good influence. You know, I'll get with him. And I went to rehab, and he was there for me, and it was just like, it just seemed like so perfect. And I got out. Everything moved too fast, and eventually I got pregnant. I had a miscarriage, and after that, like, just snowballed down from there. And he just like went and like started being abusive to me, like saying it was my fault. And I was just like, you know, like what the fuck, you know?
So he was supportive with you going to rehab, but then he didn't give you spanked afterwards, right?
Like he threw something at me as an intentionally to scare me, and like missed on purpose, but I got back up and I freaking went charging at him.
And
I was like,
did you all have a
nope,
call?
hit me without me hitting them back. I'm just not there for that. I mean, I'll never hit someone first, but if you're gonna like come for me, you know what I mean?
Right. You have to be able to protect yourself. Yeah. In the one that I talked about in my abusive relationship, I never, and that was what my dad said afterwards. He said, Beth, you were in fights in high school, all the time with a hair trigger temper. And he said, why didn't you ever fight back? And I'm like, it's different. It was different. I couldn't. And until the last time, and then I did, and then I said he shit on purpose. So, yeah, that felt so good. I mean, that was like boiling a rabbit fun. Like being close to it. That was very satisfying for her character. Well, burning his shit was real satisfying for mine. Okay, so how long into the relationship was it before you started getting abused? Before you started becoming? Was it like a week after you were out of rehab, or was it months later? How long was he in a good period with you?
In the honeymoon phase. Well, I was in rehab for about I think it was like 6 weeks, and we were together like we decided to start dating while I was in rehab, like 2 weeks after like I was clean and like detoxed and all that. But
did none of your counselors tell you to wait a year?
Got out, everything was great. He would buy me like everything and spoil me, would take me to my NA meetings, and he was just like perfect. And then like I ended up getting pregnant and had a miscarriage, and then it just like went downhill from there. I'm just like, it's not my fault. I can't control that happened.
No, of course not.
And
but I'm surprised. I'm surprised that when you were in rehab, they didn't tell you. And because I tell people this all the time: if you go through a divorce, if you've been in a long-term relationship with someone, if you are just clean from alcohol or drugs, or when you are in that vulnerable state, you have to wait a year before you start dating.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They told me all that, but I was like, no, this guy's nice. He's different. He's the exception to the rule. And the counselor was like, oh, you better be careful. And well, a few months later, I found out she was right. So I'm just like, oh my God, like I should have just listened to her. But hindsight is like 2020. So, but
yeah, we have to. Unfortunately, we have to live and learn. And I tell my daughter this all the time. I said, I wish I could take all my experiences out of my brain, because she's 26. I wish I could take all of the pain and the hurt that I had to live through and learn from. And I wish I could just put all that in your brain. And that way you don't have to make those mistakes. And I said, but I can't do that. She has to do it on her own, just like you do. And, and I do still. And, nobody can really tell us if we're, and that's sad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wish they had stressed more strongly, stronger, whatever. I can't talk tonight. The grammar Nazi is screwing up, but I wish they had. You know how I am. I correct people all the time with their spelling, and I swear there are some people that misspell stuff so much on Twitter. I really want to just tweet right back at them the corrected tweet. But I'm like, no, that's an asshole thing to do. You can't be an asshole. My hashtag for the year is don't be an asshole.
They're like, oh, why do you have to point out their spelling mistake? You're so petty. And then there was like some thread on Reddit about me because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to point out anyone's grammar anymore.
I do. The grammar and spelling.
But that subreddit like got shut down. But the thread was funny. Like the people that were like leaving comments on it, I was like, oh my God. Like corrected.
Yeah, it's somewhat of an OCD thing with me. It sticks out and it bugs me. Like I'll read books and I'll find all of the things that the editor didn't get. And I have been tempted to take a book back and go, you know what? They didn't edit this correctly. Give me one that has everything spelled right. But yeah, but I wish they had impressed upon you the importance of a year free from emotional attachment to another person, so you can find, and that's
yeah.
really so you can find yourself. So you can figure out what your rules are, what you like, what you don't like, how you want to live, where you want to live, what you want to do for a living. You know, when you're with somebody else, and drugs alter your mind, whether it's alcohol or drugs or whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're not making your own decisions, you know, that you would with a rational, clean, sober mind. You're making decisions based on what other people suggest to you, and you're like, screw it, I'll do it anyway, I'll do that, I'll do whatever, because you don't care. But when you get clean and sober, if you have some time off from relationships, from anything, sometimes even family, you know, if you don't get along with your family, stay the hell away from them. Some people's families are toxic. Some people, yeah.
Like, I love you, but be around you.
I love you, but go away. How funny is that? But so how long were you two together? I mean, we're talking Friendster days, and then you know you get. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, honey.
15 months.
Okay.
And I spent 8 of those months trying to get away from him, because it was like, you know, like the church. Well, I'm not saying he's a cult leader or anything, but you know, like I was reading about Scientology today, and it was because like Steve Mango's claims about how they
they're a creepy bunch of people. I'm not gonna lie.
Reading an article about someone, and they said like they kept like trying to leave, like they spent a decade trying to get away from it, and the people just kept luring them back with all these like gifts and promises. And that's basically like what my ex did. Like he just like kept, like I'd leave and be out of there for a few days, and then he would just come by with all these gifts and flowers and stuff, and I would just fall for it. But I got sick of it eventually.
He lured you back.
Like, enough is enough. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and have a kid with you and just put up with that shit. I mean, like how fair would that be for the kid, you know?
No, it wouldn't be. And you know, and I've had a miscarriage, and then I had to have a pregnancy terminated. Thank you. Well, I'm sorry about yours, but I also had to have a pregnancy terminated, which broke my heart. But I had been on medication, and when I found out I was pregnant, I went to the doctor, and he said, "This baby's going to be born with like no brain, no legs. There are severe side effects." I was on this one kind of birth control, and then I had some other medications and some I don't know even what all it was, but anyway, thing said, you know, severe birth defects, but I forgot what I was on for. I mean, I don't have anything crazy. But anyway, during the time I got pregnant, I was on like a cycle of it. Maybe I am on it. But anyway, he said, he said, you can get pregnant again if you want to. You've got one healthy child already. And, but you know, it's really hard. But now that I look back, I'm glad I didn't have a baby with my second husband, because
it's a blessing in disguise.
I was divorcing him, and he died, and I'm like, you know, that would really leave me in a bind. I would have had a young child, and then a child in college as well. And you know, sometimes we don't understand the wheres of the whys, but I think there's meaning in everything. And I'm sure you'll find somebody that, you know, will treat you well, and then you'll have a family. And I'm really proud of you for going through drug rehab and getting clean. Congratulations.
Thank you. I have over 10 years. And you know what? I had a few stints in rehab since then, but I haven't done drugs since June 14th, 2007.
Oh, that is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful.
I still drink once in a while, but I have not done a drug, like actual, like the drugs that I used to do, or anything. Like I don't need to.
Good. That shows that you're a stronger person. And you know, and I'm not, and I don't ever fault anybody for, you know, if if you've been clean and sober for 10 years and you have half a glass of wine once in a blue moon, I don't think you're going to go into the moonshine business and drink half your scotch. And no, it doesn't.
Basement of moonshine. I have a moonshine lab in the basement.
I actually have I have a thing that I bought my husband. It's a globe, and it's about this big, and it's got a spigot on it, and it's full of moonshine. Because his daddy got him some for Christmas as part of his Christmas gift, and it's good, but it's set up there. I can't drink because I have Wilson's disease, and my liver's all screwed up. So, oh well. Well, what do you do for a living now? Now that you've gone through all the hard parts, and
I'm in between jobs right now. I'm trying to get hired at this one salon, but
well, I wish you the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck.
Oh, thank you.
You need to let us know if you get the job. Are you a hairdresser?
I went to school for it. Yeah, I like doing hair. I like coloring, and I like doing makeup a lot.
Oh, that's cool. You know, I found out through a friend of mine who is a true beauty whiz. I've seen her work, and yeah, she's unreal. She knows who I'm talking about. A couple of people know who I'm talking about. I found out you don't need a certificate or a license to do makeup. Like all these people who call themselves makeup artists, they can go get an online certificate that doesn't mean jack shit, and it doesn't teach them any technique. And I'm like, yeah, but she's very well trained. She went to several places and got got it down pat, and she does hair, and but I just think it's funny that
those online certifications are scams.
Huh?
Those online certifications are scams. I've covered this one company numerous times. They're called Live Glam. I did so many posts about them on Instagram. Them dress your face. They're just like bad. Like they don't. Well, they know it, but the people that sign up for it don't realize that you need hands-on experience.
Absolutely. And I've been doing theater makeup since I was 4. I started out dance, and the things your parents put you in, and then at age 9 I played Annie. It was my first professional role, and I won the Helen Twinkle Music Society Award, which means nothing. But I think my mother told everybody in the junior women's club and at the golf club, and oh, that's one there, blah, blah, blah. And people got real sick of hearing my name. But yeah, I don't ever want to see Annie or sing another song from Annie ever again. But what else are you going to do with a little redheaded kid that can tap dance? For real, because I could, and I did. And I could sing and tap dance, and Mom would put my hair in red curls. But anyway, what's that going with? Oh, I've had to do stage makeup because the other actors really didn't want to help me, and there were a lot of kids, and my mom could do some, but she wasn't great. So I started learning and watching everybody else. But I wouldn't call myself a makeup artist. And I mean, shit, there are days I don't blend nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing's blended. I just slap it on in my hair. As long as I have eyebrows and some lipstick and a little mascara, I'm good. Hang on just a second. I'm reading the chat. I don't know. In my state, you need a cosmetology license. Yeah, there's a cosmetology license that you get, and you can do nails and pedicures, and then you can add on like an esthetician's license, and do makeup as an esthetician. But just to be a makeup artist and not do all that other stuff like facials and all of that, you can call yourself a makeup artist, and I think that's awful. I think you should have to be certified because God knows, some of these people probably don't even wash the brushes of their beauty blenders. Ew.
Like these people, like they just you can't call yourself a makeup artist if you're just doing makeup on yourself and uploading photos of yourself using Facetune for half of the look.
Yeah.
But people just throw the term MUA around like it's nothing.
They do. Wait, Lace with Lacey, your sister was Mrs. Hannigan? Oh my God, that's hilarious.
What?
Because I played Annie in the theater version of Annie. It was in Abingdon, Virginia. It's like the oldest theater in the state or whatever that's been continually open. It was like a big deal. But Mrs. Hannigan, our Mrs. Hannigan was really funny. And she was really good to us. We all liked her. And I'm trying to think of her name, but that's the best part. If I was ever to go back and do musical theater, I would want to be Mrs. Hannigan, and I would want to be Mama Mabel in Chicago.
Mhm.
When you're good to Mama, Mama's good to you. And I love that. And actually, I was going to sing that and have that in my intro, but they were like, "No, you can't do that. It's karaoke." I'm like, "No, it's not." They're like, "It's licensed." I'm like, "Oh shit." But I would love to do that, and I want to do Ursula, the Sea Witch, in a theater. And
Ooh.
because like I have a really
my
big
friend
voice, but I
she's a burlesque dancer, and she uses that as part of her thing. As part of her times. Yeah, she's really cool. She's not a soul sweater. I'm sure I think you've seen her. You might have seen her around before.
what's her name?
Mama Silverside.
I don't think I've seen her. But next time you see her, next time she's around and I'm around, point her out and point me out, and we'll introduce each other. But yeah, that would be because I love it. I just love musical theater anyway. It's just
right.
Once you do it, it's in your blood. And then when I was in Joseph, in Technicolor Dreamcoat, my daughter got to be in the children's choir, and then she got the bug. And after that, she was the only child at home for the holidays, and yeah, she got the acting bug. But and she was so cute. I'm just having a little one. I'm trying to get my necklaces untangled. If y'all were wondering what I'm doing, I've got two necklaces, and one's a 16-inch and one's an 18-inch. Okay, figure out see, I got a little shell, little shell charm.
Have that happen?
It's what drives me crazy, and I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me flip it to the Google. Can you all see that?
Yeah.
See how it's got all the different stones in it, and it's got amethyst, garnet, peridot. No, wait a minute. Shit, no. Ruby. I can't see. Anyway, it's a rainbow, and I got it because one of my friends who he committed suicide, he's gay, and not that made a difference because I loved him to death. I mean, just loved him, and I said I need something, and I wasn't going to get a tattoo because I've already got two, and I'm not doing any more. They hurt, but I saw this, and I thought I'm getting that for Troy. I'm wearing it. So I wear it a lot, but I love it because it's a rainbow necklace, and it's nice. But yeah, so I'm trying to keep the seashell and the rainbow from getting tangled up. I feel silly when I do that because I'm like, I should take them off before I go to sleep. But does anybody take their jewelry off before they go to sleep? All right, in the chat, let's ask the chat. Do y'all take your jewelry off?
See anybody like writing or anything?
Do you have your YouTube open?
My YouTube?
Open YouTube, mute it, and go to the stream, and you can see the chat. Okay, Jane says she takes her jewelry off. Yes, Mama Beth, you would be a great Ursula. Thank you. I think I would too. I would have a blast doing that.
I thought it was us talking. Oh my God.
Huh? You didn't know everybody was in here?
Hi guys.
Oh, you had to walk away for a minute. You got your I need a grandbaby. Send me a picture. Give me a picture of the grandbaby. Madeline keeps saying, Mom, I'm going to be in my 30s before I have kids. My career comes first because she's doing really, really well. She's she's executive over business development for international construction and design firm. My daughter's got the gift of gab, and she works with all these architects and, you know, construction, general contractors, all this. She loves it. And I'm like, really, will you ever get any grandbabies for a while? She's like, no, I'm making too much money and it's going to wait. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Plus, I didn't like her boyfriend, but she broke up with him. But I can't say anything when I don't like somebody. If I tell her I don't like him, she'll date him longer. But like, he is wonderful. Kids never listen to their mothers when it comes to love advice until they get broke up with. But okay, two little angel wings. She takes earrings and necklaces, but not rings. See, I leave my rings on, except for this one because this is it. This is a yellow sapphire. Everybody's like, what is that? And I've had people say, is that a canary diamond? No, it's a almost 70 karat yellow sapphire, and it's set in platinum. But, and it was a gift from my honey. But it is huge. And my fingers used to be so fat before I lost this weight that it's snug. And I'm like, I ordered those things that you put inside the rings because I don't let jewelers touch anything that's not just a plain band because I don't trust them. But I'm like, I'm just gonna get. I ordered some of the things with ring guards like he used to use for class rings, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do that because I've got the earrings to match this and the bracelet, and now I just need a necklace. I keep paying for it. But I don't take my bracelets off, my rings. Sometimes I take my earrings off because I clean my earrings a lot. But I need to put my necklaces. They're probably dirty. But I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. And thank you for sharing your story. And I'm delighted that you're clean and sober for 10 years. That is fantastic. I'm really proud. I'm proud for you. I sound like a mom. I'm so proud of you. And
your mama.
That's right. But I am tickled for you, really. That is wonderful. I'm really proud for you. Because it's a hard thing to do, you know. But yeah, and I'm glad you got out of the bad relationship as well.
Yeah, I just it's like life is too short, you know.
It is. You only get one life, and we're not even promised tomorrow. One of my favorite sayings is, "No amount of guilt will change the past. No amount of anxiety will change the future. All we have is today. Live in it, plan in it, enjoy it. You know, make your plans, but enjoy the day that we have. Because tomorrow we may be gone. It can all be gone in a flash. So, you know, when I start, because I have anxiety, I don't know if a lot of people know, I have generalized anxiety disorder, but also panic attacks. And I've suffered with those. Thank you. I've suffered with those since I was 4 years old. I didn't even know what they were. But, you know, now I'm treated as a lot easier.
About certain stuff. It sucks. And sometimes it just comes out of nowhere, too.
Yeah, and there's no reason. And there's my daughter. Hang on. Y'all hold on just a second.
Uh-oh.
Madeline. I'm broadcasting. You want to say hi to everybody?
Well, you can't see me.
Well,
I was wondering if we could go to the Outer Banks for my birthday.
See, I told y'all she's cool. Can we go to the Outer Banks, Mom, for a week for my birthday? Well, we said we were going in March. We'll think about it. It might not be on your birthday, but it might be after. I don't know. Ask your stepdaddy. Yeah, go ahead. Did you call him yesterday? Yeah, it was his birthday yesterday. You're a horrible child. Go call your stepdaddy. I don't give a shit. They got phones in Connecticut. Yeah. Okay, I love you. Give him a call, tell him happy belated birthday, and ask when he wants to go to Outer Banks. Time you go fishing with him again. I love you. Bye, baby. That's my rotten child. I'm reading the chat. She said, I'm Mama Beth's daughter. She sometimes will watch and she'll say, I saw you do this. Her boss watches me. Did I tell y'all that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Lord. Well, you know, I have this channel and then I have Bitching in the Kitchen. And on this channel, I try to be polite and behave myself more so than I do on Bitching in the Kitchen. And he went into our office. He said, are you bitching in the kitchen? And she said, oh, Lord, you've been watching Mom. He said,
all that.
he said, she cusses a lot. He's very straight-laced. He's Christian, but he's real straight-laced. He said, she cusses a lot. And Madeline said, she was holding back. When she was really mad, she said she wouldn't be able to hold a camera. You know, everything would be torn to pieces. But she said, you're seeing her when she's kind of mad and she's going off the rails a little bit. She said, why are you watching that? She has another channel. And he said, I watched all of her other channels. Now I'm watching Bitching in the Kitchen. I thought, oh, Lord. And but I did some work for the company that he works for. His company works in conjunction with hers. They do all the marketing and stuff. And she talked him into giving me a copywriting job. I said, well, like I need something else to do, but I actually enjoy it. I like writing. So it's been a lot of fun. Let's see if anybody else wants to come in. Hey, Marie.
It was nice.
It is so nice. Yeah, I'm tickled to death that you came in, and we're going to try to do this every Friday, and we'll just sit and talk and get everything off our chest and, you know, kind of cleanse from the week.
Well, it was good chatting.
It's good chatting, and I will see you on Twitter or YouTube or wherever we find one another. You're following me on Twitter, right?
Holy crap, it's coming along pretty good.
What?
The video I'm doing.
Oh, great!
Along very good. Yeah, someone was like, "Oh, you gotta do it. You gotta have it up tomorrow, or his fans are gonna lose interest and they're not gonna care." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. So I'm gonna try and power fight and get through it."
Take your time though, and do it the way you want it done. There have been some things that I was late covering. Some things like Ginger Ard, the video I did about her situation the other night. I actually worked on it from during my working hours. Every time I get a break, I'd work on it, and then all night long.
Yeah, that was
to get it.
By the way,
thank you. I appreciate that. You know, it was over an hour long, but you know, I could not see leaving things out that were pertinent. But yeah, I was up I worked on it from like probably noon, off and on between patients and doing what I had to do. And then I came home. I got home about 4, and I worked on it solid until like 9 the next morning. And then it took forever to upload. I'm like, holy crap. But I wanted to get it out because it needed to be done immediately. But other things, you know, like John Cookin, you could report on John Cookin's crap right now. And everybody would still be interested. So, you know, it just depends on the video. But just make sure you're happy with whatever you produce. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Send me a link, though. Send me a link to it. Tweet me a link, and so I can watch it, okay? And I'll give you a comment. All right. And while we're at it, can everybody hit the thumbs up? I've got 11 thumbs up and 3 thumbs down. That's terrible. And I had 1 thumbs down before I even started the limit.
Yeah, who did the 5 down votes? What were they? Freaking Mango?
Oh, probably
something.
Probably Mango, Mangy Flea, or Jamie. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say who came up with that, but that was funny.
I was like, felt like rolling on the floor when she said that. I was like, oh my.
Yeah. Bonnie, thank you so much. We're redoing the kitchen this spring. I'm getting all new appliances, and we're going to do hardwood floors because right now, I don't like our floors. I like hardwood better, and I'm going to paint. And our cabinets are built in, so I'm leaving them the way they are. But I'm going to paint and get a new dishwasher and refrigerator, bigger refrigerator, and I think I'm going to do double ovens instead of a oven and a microwave. And then I got to get a range. And, I'm going to have all of this restained, so it's dark. And the countertops are going to be marble because I don't like the granite countertops. And these are like they were put in the 80s. So everything we're doing is, we did a lot of work on the outside, like we put koi pond in, and we've done a lot of landscaping, and we put roses all the way around the front with lilies. And it was a lot of work. And then our house is cedar sided, so we had to sand it. But, which still needs to be done because it's 4 stories, and I'm not letting my husband hang off a roof to sand it. And they're going to have to build scaffolding in the back. They'll have to make it so it's safe for somebody to even be up there because it's just too high. But thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I could literally stay here all the time and not leave. I could be a hermit. I think I'd be a hermit. Because, I have everything. I have my dogs here. I can work here. I have my office here. I have an office in town, but I have an office here. And a lot of my clients that are agoraphobic or have severe social anxiety or generalized anxiety disorder, or if they have, things like RA and different autoimmune diseases and they don't feel well, I can still see them on Skype and we can do a full therapy session. So yeah, I could just stay home all the time. It would hurt my feelings. But okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on. And I'll see you.
I'll talk to you.
What, baby?
I'll talk to you soon. It was nice
talking
to you.
It's good talking to you too. Hit me up. All right.
Will do.
Awesome.
Bye.
Now, bye, honey. Well, Bonnie, honey, I wish you lived here too, near here too, because let me tell you, I need work done, and we make good money. We could do a little at a time and not be hurt. But my husband gets his huge bonus and his big bonus in part. So I'm like, that's when we're doing it. We're not going to do it a little at a time. We're just going to do it. And we got to find somebody that I can trust. I don't want people in my house that aren't close friends that I can trust. And you know how it is. I got too much nice shit to let somebody ruin it or steal it. And so it's kind of funny. But who would like to come on? Drama Queen, yeah, you're a homebody too. And Jane. Who's coming? Who's going to be coming on next? Or are we about done for the night? I think my husband's coming home. Do you hear the bumpkus pack from Christmas Story? We call it the bumpuses. Yeah, they're for little dogs. They are super loud. Would you shut up and get down here, both of you? Hush! Lord. Get down here. You're not scaring anybody. You're too little. Anyway, yeah, the pack of hounds usually tell me. 2 little angel wings, you don't have to prepare. It's easy. You don't even have your face on. Yeah. I'd love to have more guests. Would you like me to put the link back in the room? And it's just like talk to somebody on the phone. You can just see me. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. They don't listen. They listen when they want to. Just come on in. You're going to go, okay? Thank you for coming. And Bonnie, I hope to see you again. I really do. All right, 2 little angel, you just come on in. All you gotta do is click that link, and if you've got Google Hangouts already, you should be good to go. And just don't turn the camera on. That makes it easy. Bye, Bonnie. Now I have to say that other than that one butt that came in, everybody is always so kind and kind to each other. And when I do live streams and on the videos, I very rarely, because I just delete comments if they're me. If they don't add anything to the conversation, if they don't, if somebody leaves something and goes, "I hate you," or a bad word or whatever. I'm like, really? You spent time and effort to do that. You searched on my video just to make a crappy comment, delete. And, but if someone disagrees with me and they have a good point, then I'll talk to them about it. But you're emotionally not sure if you're ready. It's been 3 years since I got away from that monster of a human. But it's still so hard to even talk about. That's okay. You can talk whenever you feel like it. Randy, you don't need a computer. Just you can download Google Hangouts on your phone. Just go to Google and look up Google Hangout, and it'll show a download, and it takes just a couple minutes. It's real easy. If I can do it, you can do it. Thank you, Lacey. Oh, Randy, honey, you're ready. And Angel Wings, listen, when you're ready to talk about it, you'll talk about it. And you'll talk about it. And it'll get easier each time. And you'll probably cry. You probably yell and get mad. We run through the gamut of emotions when we're healing. It's hard. It's when you've been a victim of domestic abuse, you're not just like being abused by a stranger. When you have to separate, you have to realize that this person has taken not only your time and your emotions, but the promise of the future that you had envisioned for yourself. So it's a grieving process. Even though you haven't done anything wrong and you didn't deserve that at all, you still grieve for the what ifs. We all go into relationships wanting it to be perfect and thinking, we're going to be together forever. We're going to have kids together. We're going to have a nice home. I'm going to have a good job. He's going to have a good job. Our kids will be well behaved. They'll play baseball. The boys will play baseball. The girls will be cheerleaders or play tennis or whatever it is. Women more so than men, and this is my observation. Women really dream on a future with whoever they're with. We tend to say, okay, this one's a keeper, and this is how it's going to play out. And we get this idea forming in our mind. Sometimes a week after dating somebody, sometimes a couple of days, we're like, oh, he is the one. I'm going to marry him. They say it takes a woman knows whether she's going to sleep with a man within the first 5 minutes of meeting him. Now, if within the first 5 minutes you decided you were free to sleep with him, it doesn't take a week to decide that you will get married and set up house. In fact, I've seen some people not wait a week. But we put a lot of store in our relationships. We get emotionally broken when they end. It's something that we need to discuss and help ourselves heal. And two little angel wings, honey, I'm gonna be doing this. You can DM me on Twitter. Ask anybody. You can DM me, and I'll talk whenever you need to. And let's see, Lacey. My therapist had me repeat my story until I could talk about it without crying. Helped tremendously. Absolutely. And I do. That's one of the things that I encourage. That's talk therapy works. If something upsets you so bad that you cry when you speak on it, the next time you speak on it, it'll be a little easier and a little easier, and eventually when you've gotten it all out, it's like a poison sitting in you. It burns. It hurts. But as you let it out, it becomes less and less and less. There's a Native American saying, I have it on my wall in my office. It says, when you share a problem, you give away a small piece of it. When you've shared enough, you have no pieces left to give. So, talking about it is giving away a piece of your pain. And I just really like that. It makes sense to me. Because I know with things that have happened to me in my life, the more I've talked about it and gotten off my chest, the better I felt about it. And then I was able to forgive. And remember, forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for you. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter who they are. But if you can reach in your heart and say, you know what? I'm not angry with you, I forgive you. I'm not going to forget. Like I say, if you know a dog bites, you don't go pet it. But you forgive the dog for snapping at you. It's their nature. Some people's natures are just flawed, but you can't. That's their sin, not yours. So by being able to forgive, and I see a winner. Come here, Brian. Come here. But being able to forgive lets you let it go, and you don't worry about it anymore. And that was a hard I think that was one of the hardest concepts I had to learn, was that forgiving people was a good thing. Yeah, you want to come here, buddy? You want to see my wiener? Yeah, give me kisses. But because I wasn't raised in an environment where both of my grandmothers were good at forgiving. For us, no. You did something, they remembered it forever, and they would bring it up 4 years after it happened. And when I started going to therapy in my 20s, I learned that it felt really good to forgive somebody, and it made me feel better. I didn't care how they felt. I cared about me. You said no. You want who wants Daddy to come home? But I know. Quit licking me in the mouth. Oh, your husband doesn't know about your story. Why? Thank you. Any a pretty wiener? I got a black and white one. Looks like a cow. Do you not trust him to understand, or are you afraid he'll look at you differently? I mean, because there's all sorts of reasons that we don't share things with our spouses, and you know what? I'm okay with not sharing 100%. Like, I don't think you should share how many sex partners you have. That's nobody's business but your own. Would you? Really? I love you too. And this dog loves me so much. He will not. He sleeps with me. When I'm working, he is either out on my lap or at my feet. This dog is extremely spoiled. I hate everybody else but Mom. Yeah. Don't like those dogs neither. But I don't think you should tell your spouse a lot about your sexual history, honestly. And I don't think you should tell everything that you've done mean. I don't think you need to telling, things that don't matter anymore. Some things are better left, unsaid and forgotten. But if it's an important story and you feel like sharing it, share it with me. If you're not ready to, you'll eventually come around. From what I've heard you talk, you've got a good husband. So. Look at this rotten dog. Hey, Mama Beth's daughter. Is my Madeline in here? Where's my baby girl? There she is. Hi, Madeline. I love you too, sweetheart. Becky, you want to say hi? Hey, yeah. You ready to get down? No? Really that fast. How can you not give this space everything you want? But you get down.
Hi,
Okay. Hi, who is this?
it's Randy.
Hi, Randy. See, it's not so hard to get on.
It just took me a minute with my phone, but I figured it out.
Oh, good. I'm glad. See, now you'll be able to do this all the time. Okay, boys, stop.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, you got to mute your YouTube, love.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Listen, it took me 20 minutes to figure out what the heck I was doing to get on here, and then I found some back way in. And God forbid I try to do this again some other time. If I don't do it tomorrow or, write the thing down, I'm going to forget all over again, and I'll be like, I'll be on at 4, and it'll be 4:30, and people go, where in the world is she? If I'm ever late, you'll know it's because I am a techno-tard, as my daughter said. Right, Madeline? Don't you call me a techno-tard? But yeah, so it's not because I want to be late. I hate being late, but yeah, the technology gets me. But,
we have lives. We're allowed to live off the internet sometimes.
Yeah, and that's what. And somebody asked me about that. They said you're on Twitter all day. I'm like, I get bathroom breaks. Who doesn't tweet in the bathroom? I go pee and I tweet. And I check my social media and I answer my DMs while I'm in the bathroom.
It's called multitasking.
Yeah. Who doesn't take their phone to the bathroom? And yes, I wash my phone. I wipe it with a Clorox wipe. And if I'm out of Clorox wipes, would y'all shut up? Lord. The neighbor is home or my husband is home. It's probably my husband. But, I take the Clorox wipes and wipe it all off because, I don't want germs and stuff all over my phone. But yeah, the bathroom is where I go to hide so I can text. Or I go in the other room, I'm like, but I take notes on the phone too. So, like, if I'm a session, a lot of people say, "Are you playing on your phone?" I'm like, "No, I'm taking notes, transcribing," because I don't do the handwriting. The RA has gotten my hands so much that I can't write well. My handwriting. Anybody who got a Christmas card from me this year knows that I can't write for crap anymore. But let's get to your tale, my love.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's hard, but listen, once you get started, you won't be able to stop.
No, I know. And it's not even really telling the story. It's just anytime I get on like a live situation, since I'm not used to doing it, I just like get crazy anxiety. So it's not really about the story. It's more so just I'm not used to bitching in the kitchen like you do. Oh,
let me tell you, that is so cathartic. There is nothing like getting in here and going and screw that one and blah 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 blah. And I bet.
So, do you want me to just like tell my story, or do you want to do the question thing like you did with?
I can do it either way, whichever way you want to do. I can if you want, I can start with questions if you're nervous.
That might make it a little easier on me, to be honest.
Yeah. I want to make you my whole thing is to make you as comfortable as possible. Excuse me just a second. I'm going to mute myself so I can yell at these rotten dogs.
Okay.
Because they're driving me crazy. Hold on. Well, how the heck do I do it now? See, I'll end up messing everything up because I got too much shit open on here.
Thank you. Everyone in the chat is so nice.
I know. I have the best people. Do I not have the best group of people that come? I mean, whether it's to my videos or if I do a live stream, everybody's so kind and supportive to one another. It's beautiful. I love it.
Well, the company you are the company you keep, Mama Beth. So
thank you, darling. I feel that too. I think if you put positive things out in the world, positive things happen. Let me out these wieners. Hang on just a second.
Wait, why can't I hear anymore?
Because I'm muted.
Oh.
I muted my mic so I can yell at the dogs. Hang on just a second.
Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, she muted. I'm an idiot.
Did you see them all come around? Did you see
No,
them come
it's
around
on my
down the steps?
face right now for some reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't understand
Becky,
that.
Get your butt down here. Get your butt down
It
here. When
seems
you
like
talk, your face comes up.
Oh, it seems like it just jumps back and forth like whenever I'm watching I don't know, like Miss Fucking Wonderful or any of those people that use Google Hangouts. I'm like, why is it going to that person and this person? I mean, I don't get it, but
Whoever is speaking gets the big screen. Whoever's not speaking gets it stays in the box in the corner. And then it shows like mine says you for mine. Because obviously I think I know mine. Spanky, I see you sneaking up there. You get your butt back down here. I'm gonna pop your butt. Don't make me get a switch. Like I ever would be the dog. It's the Southern mama threat. Get down here. I mean it. I mean it. Don't make me come get you. He's not listening to the damn thing I'm saying. I give up. Can't sit up there as long as he's quiet. My hair looks awful. I had it all cute and everything, then I had to put headphones on and it screwed it all up. And I'm like,
you look beautiful. Stop it.
Oh Lord, I do not. Thank you, though. I'll take that compliment and run with it.
No, people were talking about how good your skin looks earlier in the chat, and I was like, damn straight, your skin's like flawless.
Oh, thank you. Let me tell you, that's genetic. It's my grandmother. My mom's mom died at 83. Madeline about me up on this. 83, and she had no wrinkles. None.
Oh my God, must be nice.
Yeah. Now my mom, my aunt has no wrinkles. That's a maternal aunt. My mother does some. I think it's where she smokes, and she has that, and she has some Christ teeth here. But honestly, she's 72. Mom is, and she's held up well. Now, if y'all noticed, did y'all see my Pray for Race video? That shit's working now. I kid you not. Look at my waddle. It's leaving. And I'm starting to get a divot right there. It's because, see, I've lost so much weight. But I got these jowls I got to get rid of. Madeline keeps saying, you need to get rid of these jowls. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But my grandmother told me, my skin, when I was little, she said, stay out of the sun. Don't get in the sun. That's the worst thing you can do. Always wear a lot of sunscreen on your face. And I didn't wear it anywhere else, so I burned everywhere else. But, and always take all your makeup off at night and put a moisturizer on. I'm like, I don't want to get pimples. But she was right. By having moisture on your face, then your body doesn't say, oh, we need to produce sebum, which is oil, because skin's dry. And I don't get pimples. And my daughter, and Madeline, don't get mad at me telling your secret, but my daughter had acne. Her dad had acne. And poor Madeline, we used, how many things did we use, Madeline? You went through everything from Lancome to Proactive, and she followed it, and, she was so diligent. But, some people just get it. Then one of her friends told her, wash your face with Pond's cold cream. Take your makeup off, and, with a nice warm rag, and, the Pond's will get all the makeup off. It'll also leave moisture on your skin. And do you know her face cleared right up?
From just the Pond's cold cream?
Pond's cold cream. Madeline, are you still in the chat? She probably is. But yeah, just Pond's cold cream. And what happened was, even when she's stressed, she might have a little breakout or something, but not like she did. I mean, it was hard on her. God love her. And but yeah, the Pond's just cured it right up. And I was happy for her, but she's got, now that she's got that cleared up, you can tell she's got my skin. She's got freckles, and I have some freckles, but where I don't get out in the sun, they disappear. Yeah, she and I look exactly alike. It's kind of scary. We call her Beth 2.0. She brags about it. She's like, I'm just the second one, and I'm flown. All right, let's. I tell you what, I'm gonna read you the questions out. So
okay.
That way you feel like you kind of got a lead, to follow.
Yeah, I think once I start talking, it'll be a little easier to get into it. So whenever you're ready.
All right. How old were you when you started dating your ex?
I was 23.
Okay. And How did he treat you when you first met? What was he
When
like?
he was the best. I just got out of like a 4-year relationship with this guy.
How long? How
We
long
were
till
dating.
from one to the other?
How long after the relationship before I started with the next one? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
It was pretty quick. It was like within
Yeah.
2 months, I'd say, which,
Yeah.
hindsight, like we were talking about earlier.
Hindsight 2020.
But I think since my relationship prior was so good, and like he was so good to me, that it was almost kind of like I didn't want someone to treat me like shit, but I wanted something a little riskier, I guess, because I was
maybe the
23.
bad. Yeah, you were probably in that what we call the bad boy phase.
Yeah,
you want an asshole, but he's an asshole, but he'll throw you up against the wall and take it and make you love it. That kind of thing.
I guess, but it was just
common.
Yeah. Well, at first he wasn't like he was like the bad guy in the sense that like he was like a skateboarder and like he was like an artist and not traditionally employed, I guess, in that sense. So it wasn't like he was treating me badly at first. He was great to me. He would show up the second I got out of work at my apartment with dinner for us, and he would bring me to the city for dinner and like do all this elaborate stuff, which I was always kind of like, where is he getting this money from? Because, I knew that his income situation wasn't exactly, that high, but he was doing all this elaborate stuff and he made me feel like, I was like the best and whatever. And then after Hurricane Sandy hit here in New Jersey, his car got flooded completely, and the place that he was living was not livable anymore. So I told him he could move in with me.
Oh, bad idea.
So
hang on just a second. I gotta address the chat. Hi, Frank and Bride. That is really sweet. I'm glad you enjoy the channel, and thank you all for complimenting my daughter and complimenting me. She's my pride and joy. I really appreciate it. And I didn't encourage her to quit eating meat. She just did it, and she still eats other animal products, just not a big hunk of meat. But it's helped her skin too, and she feels better. Okay, now back to your story. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. So Sandy happened, and he didn't have a car. He didn't have a place to live. So I was like, oh, you can move in with me. I live close to the train, so you can get into the city every day. And, we'll figure out like an amount for you to pay, like it won't be anything crazy, just like contribute in a sense so that like you're not just like freeloading off of me.
Right.
So the first month he paid, and everything was great. We were living together, spending all our time together. It was great. Second month, it turns into like, oh, I'll get it to you in a few days, blah, 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 whatever. Never got that, but just kind of let it go because I was like, I'm happy and it's just money and I have the money because I had a good job and didn't matter. Third month, doesn't have it again. And then I noticed that I had $400 cash on my nightstand that was missing. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I had roommates at the time. So I was like, would my roommates have taken it? So I'm asking them, and they're like, no. And so I confront him about it. And that leads to the first, I guess, abusive situation where he was like, how dare you accuse me of doing something like that? I would never steal from you. I'm not going to live here anymore because this just shows your true character because you would think something of like this of me.
He became the victim.
Yeah, he became the victim, took all his shit and left. All right, so he left and got a new place to live. I forgot to mention that he threw me into a wall during that argument. That's what I meant by the abusive part. Okay. But he took all his shit and left and moved into this other house about a town away. And like, the next morning I get the texts and the calls. Like, I woke up to like so many texts, so many missed calls of him being like, I'm so sorry, I lost my temper. Like, I did actually take the money, but I was planning on putting it back before you know, you would notice and blah, 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 but I'm just going to live here now because I don't want this to be like a conflict. And I forgave him because I don't know why, I just did. So
because you were emotionally attached, and
yeah,
you've been in a long-term relationship, and you needed another relationship because some people are serial monogamous. They go from one long-term to the next one, and even if the guy's bad, it's better than nothing.
Well, and the thing with him too now, I realize after, is that he's a sociopath, because this kid would blame everything on his ex-girlfriend. He'd be like, oh, like, this is happening because of my ex, and my ex did this to me, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just the characteristic traits that are, you know, attached to a sociopath lead up with him so well. But anyway,
yeah,
so
the crazy ex. Let me mention this.
Yeah.
If a guy comes to you, and this goes for anybody, if a guy comes to you and on the first date or within a couple days, he starts talking about his ex and how crazy she is, and all my exes have been so crazy, and you're so calm and easy to get along with. All his exes aren't crazy. He probably drove them to madness. And so if a guy brings up his ex on the first date, and if a guy says, you know, I've only dated, all the chicks I've dated are crazy, run like hell.
Agreed.
Because, and definitely if you get contact with the ex, with one of his exes, say, thank you. Because
they do.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I'm glad he's gone, and you know this. But yeah, no one who is sane and rational brings up their ex on the first date or says everybody they dated was crazy, because it's just impossible. They'll have one or two good relationships. Everybody gets a nut every now and then, but God knows I did. But the majority of the guys I dated were good. You know, I just did marry a couple of them. But anyway, so go on. I just wanted to interject that.
No, I appreciate it. So he's living in this other house at this point, and we've been dating. I'm just going to highlight the parts. I'm not going to go through every little thing, but about 6 months we've been dating at this point, and I'm staying over at his place because we had just gone to like Six Flags for Fright Fest or whatever, and I didn't feel like driving home. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to spend the night, whatever. Usually he'd spend the night at my house. I didn't really like sleeping there, but because it was kind of like a party house. So it wasn't very like comfortable. Yeah, but it's still like I want my bed. I want like my comfort. I don't really, you know, but so I slept there that night. At 4 a.m., I hear this banging, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And it's someone banging on their door. And I was ignoring it because, again, like I said, it's a party house. I thought maybe it was like a drunk roomie coming home. So like someone trying to get in. I'm like, I'm not getting up. Like, I'm not dealing with this. 5 minutes later, I start falling back asleep. 5 minutes later, his bedroom door swings open, and I just see guns pointed at me. Like eight guns pointed at me. And at first, I'm like, is he getting robbed? Like, what's going on? And like, I'm like freaking out. And then I realize that they're police officers. So I like put my hands up. You know, I'm doing everything that you're supposed to do, like just being complicit, just whatever they say. But I'm like, why the hell why are there police officers here? Like, what is going on? Yeah. So they like put everybody that's in this house in the kitchen, and they're like searching the house, ripping apart these rooms. And I'm still like, what the hell is going on? And then they start coming out with these huge bags of marijuana. And these huge bags of cocaine. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm looking at my ex, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, he won't look me in the eye. Like, just like keeps dodging. And then I'm like, is this yours? And then like he looks at me and he's like, you really think that I would do that? Like, no, that's not mine. And the cop's like, well, sir, like this was all in your room. Apparently they found 3 pounds of marijuana and a pound of cocaine in like a chest that I would never think to look in my life. Like, it was just this old chest in his room. So that explains where all this money was coming from that he was spending on me. So he goes to jail, and I guess I was like manipulated at this point because I really can't tell you why I bailed him out. I did. I went to the jail or whatever, paid the money. It was like thousands of dollars. And I emptied my savings account and I bailed him out, and he's like, "Oh, I'll pay you back. Like, oh, like I love you so much. Like this just like proves like that you're for me and blah blah blah." And so that's that whole thing. And he couldn't go back to that house because there were other people that sold drugs there or whatever. So I was like, "All right, you can move back in with me for a bit, but you have to like figure your shit out." So he moves back in with me, and at this point I'm getting suspicious because like he was kind of like doing a lot of stuff on his phone, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he would never like leave his phone up. It would always be tilted down. And one night when he was sleeping, curiosity got the best of me, and I was like, "I'm looking through his shit, like something's going on, I know it." So I look through his texts, and I see like that he's like sending me like dick pics to like 3 different girls and talking to these girls. So I wake him up, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm like holding the phone, and he literally just like lunged out of the bed, like grabbed me by my neck and like pinned me up against the wall and was like, "I will fucking kill you if you ever touch my shit again," like threatening me. And I'm just like, I was like a deer, like in headlights. I was just frozen. Like I didn't know what to do. I was like, what the fuck is actually happening right now? So he beat me up pretty bad and left. And I reached out to those girls, which, how you were saying before, if you reach out to the exes and whoever else, you know, they'll say the same shit, and they're not the crazy ones for sure.
Right.
But so then I broke up with him. I was like, I'm done. Like, no fucking man is gonna, you know, I let it go the one time, you know, like, and I shouldn't have done that. But this time was like 10 times worse. So I'm like, if I let this go, what's going to happen next? So I ended it. Then that's when the stalking part comes in, because he would wait outside my job. He would wait outside of my apartment. He would go to my friends' houses looking for me. He would wait outside my mom's house. All this crazy shit. So one day I went to my mom's house not knowing he was there. My mom didn't know he was there either. And when I got out of my car and started walking up the walkway or whatever, it was like he came out of nowhere. I don't even know where, like, I don't know if the motherfucker was in a tree or if he was like behind a car.
Hanging in a tree like Tarzan.
Yeah, he just fucking appeared. And like, I just instantly was like, holy shit, this dude is gonna kill me. Like, I was so scared because he, you know, this whole time he's been messaging me and sending me emails and reaching out, and I'm not replying to any of it. And, you know, I got threatening messages. So I was fucking scared shitless. Yeah. And then he proceeded to like push me down on the ground and just keeps kicking me. And my mom ended up like, I guess, realizing what was going on and like came outside, and like he like ran off.
So wait, he was right outside your parents' house,
outside
beating
my mom's
the hell out of you. That's some nerve.
Yeah.
I mean, that shows that he, you know, he's on the sociopath side with poor planning, you know, and, you know, like I say, if, you know, in the video, sociopaths they feel anger, they really can't feel love, and they don't plan well. They're stupid when it comes to that. That's why they always get caught.
I did get, well, I don't know if lucky is the right term, but my mom has security cameras all around her house or whatever. So luckily it was caught on camera, and I was able to bring that along with, you know, all the texts, all the like witnesses, like everything to the police. Which I've seen so many women in this chat and just in general talk about how the police like don't take this shit seriously, and, you know, they brush it off. And I totally 100%. But I guess in my situation, since they couldn't really turn a blind eye, like I had like hospital records, I had him literally kicking the shit out of me on video, you know, all this stuff, that they actually did something about it. And he got sentenced to jail time between the because he was out on probation with the drug stuff. So then once that happened, I guess it all totaled up and he's in jail. So that is
how long did he get?
I think 3 years, I think.
Oh, that's a 3-year break. Is he still in jail?
I don't know. I do not know. I have not like I changed my phone number. I don't live anywhere. I live in a totally separate area now. Like I don't think he knows really how to find me at this point. I hope not, but I don't even know. I don't know if he's in jail. I mean, if it was only 3 years and that happened, he should be out now, but I don't know. I don't really want to know. I want nothing to do with that asshole.
Right. And you know, of course, you know, I know you're not going to contact him or anything like that, but I recommend anybody who has been through an abuse, abusive situation, stalker, and harassment, to do a background check. To do their criminal record, find out where they, if they're on probation still, the PO will know exactly where they live, so you can avoid that area. For your own safety, you know, because ignorance is bliss when it comes to this. You know?
Especially with online people, because like Beauty Sleuth was saying, she met her ex online, and I met my ex on Facebook. Like we had like a few mutual friends or whatever. So when you meet someone online.
I met my husband online, but I met him online on a dating site, but before I would agree to go out with him, I ran a criminal background check.
Yeah, right?
I did. I called a friend of mine who was a deputy, and I said, this guy's asking me out, and I need to know about him. And then I found out that his dad was in the House of Delegates, and they're very well known, very well respected. He's never been in trouble, and you know, he's a good guy, and everything he told me was like, okay, so you're saying he's a prude? They're like, yeah, he's a prude. He's the best guy you've ever gone out with. I'm like, okay. But yeah, before I would date somebody, I would run a criminal background check. I would want to know their name, full name, and where they lived, and then you can find anything else. And that's what's so scary about being online is the crazies can find out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the nuts can find out where you live. But that's why I don't know if you see, I get constantly, we want to see your credentials. I'm like, screw you.
Oh, so fuck the credentials. Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
I'm like, if you don't believe what I do for a living, then stay off my channel.
Yeah, like just like remove yourself from the situation if you have that much of an issue with my credentials.
Yeah, I think my favorite phrase is, sir, you're a happy ass.
Wait, Mama Beth. They said in the chat you're sounding robotic, and I thought it was just on my end, but it's
am I?
Yeah, I was having trouble hearing you. I thought it was just me, but they're saying it. I just looked at the chat like for the first time in like 20 minutes. So.
All right. Is that better?
No, it just sounds like kind of staticky. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it the mic? Drama Queen thinks it might be the mic on your headphones.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can hear you. It's just like it's crackly.
Yeah, these aren't very expensive headphones. These are kind of cheap.
Actually, I have no idea what you just said. No idea what you just said.
These are cheap headphones. But they're all I've got right now. Maybe my daughter won't give me her beats.
What if you try like unplugging it and replugging it or something? I know that's the stupidest thing, but it might work.
How about?
Wait, say something?
Can you hear me now? Oh, boy, there's my phone. Can you hear me now? Wait a minute, she probably won't help me.
Can you guys hear? I don't know.
I know. I'm talking about that now. I'm trying to fix it. I've unplugged it and replugged it. Let me try to USB port on the other side. I don't know anything about this stuff. Who's a technical person? I know. Does this sound better? Now hear me? Okay,
it's still kind of staticky.
I don't know which one is on and which one's off. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Well, shut up, Matt. Let me talk to you for a minute. Maybe they can hear me.
Yeah, now it's quieter. It's definitely quieter now, and it's still staticky.
All right, let me. The live broadcast. I don't anywhere on the air that I
Try smacking it, Beth. Jane just said smack it against the table. Honestly, I do that with like everything when it doesn't work. I just throw it.
I may just put that thing down the mountain. On my nerves. See, and I got Facebook muted. You know what? But my internet is, well, my internet's okay, but it's like spinning. Like it's refreshing. I don't know what's going on. It may be my signal.
Maybe try moving the microphone around a bit, they said.
Is that better?
No. I wish I could say it was, but it's not.
Oh, Lord. I have to hang up on that one. Let me see. Everything was just funny.
It's just weird because it's like it was totally fine until maybe 5 minutes ago and it started. Like before that, it was completely fine.
I don't know what could have happened. Is that okay?
Still sounds staticky.
Let me switch to the.
Okay.
How's that?
That sounds louder, but still staticky.
Oh, you sound better.
I sound better?
Yeah, you're much clearer than me.
You're definitely louder, but there's still like the kind of feedback after you talk.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I need to check the board. Because this is just a little lot to text. Like, I'll have to get a better mind. Definitely, but I don't know what to do.
You don't have like earbuds or like another pair of headphones or something?
Hey, if I take this out, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it still has the static.
Can you hear me just doing it like this?
Yeah, but there's still the static behind it.
Can you hear me talking?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's still staticky.
Oh, wait, because I got you muted. Thanks, do I? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Randy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh. Well, shoot, I guess we're going to have to just deal with me being staticky. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what to do.
Oh, it's okay.
I wish I knew more about this stuff. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I can't restart it, goofball. Wait a minute. Can I go out and come back on?
Will it keep me in to keep it like going, or will you have to start a new live stream?
I think it keeps you going. I think.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll hang out. We can try it.
Yeah. Let me. Do I go out by saying stop broadcast, or do I go out of YouTube?
You will stop broadcast would probably cut the whole thing off, I would think.
Yeah. Let me go out of YouTube.
Okay.
I'll come back in.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. I'm out of YouTube. You know what? I hate Chrome. I really hate Chrome. And then somebody did that Chrome shit. I got an ad on it. I hated it. And going away. Firefox is already running, but it's not responding. Close Firefox. Maybe that's what's going on. It was trying to. Ooh! Firefox is updated too, so it may have some new bugs. Who knows? I wish they would make a browser that just worked.
Technology does what it wants sometimes.
Yeah, it's really irritating. It's like as soon as I learn how one thing works, they change it once.
I'm not sure what you just said. I'm trying so hard to understand you.
It's okay, I'm babbling. I'm just babbling. I don't know what to do.
So you went out and came back in? I guess the only thing is to like make a new broadcast. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll be quiet, and you tell your story, and then we'll call it a night, and we will do this again next Friday. How about that?
Well, I mean, I think I pretty much told. I don't really know what else I would say.
Who are you dating now?
Oh, my boyfriend now is great. We'll be dating for 4 years in like a week. So and we live together, and he works in the emergency room, so he's like a good job, and he's a great guy. It definitely makes up for the last situation for sure, and
a blessing.
Yeah, and he knows the whole story about the last situation too, so he's very patient with the, I guess, aftermath that I deal with because of that situation when it comes to like anxiety. And I guess I mean I'm not diagnosed with PTSD, but I mean I definitely I think I might. I don't know, I would have to seek out actual professional opinion on that one, but I definitely have anxiety and panic attacks and all that, and I get paranoid and all that crap. So he's very patient about it. He's great. He's perfect. So
do you have a therapist you see?
Do I have what?
A therapist?
A therapist? No, I saw one like right after for about 6 months. And I just didn't really like the therapist, so I just stopped, and I didn't really seek out a new one because I was like working and doing all this. I don't know. I just didn't seek out a new one. No, Jane, I haven't seen him since the last situation at my mom's house, so I don't even know.
That's one thing. I hope I'm not sounding too robotic. One of the things that really upsets me is that there are some really incompetent therapists out there. And they want your money. They think all they have to do is sit there and listen, and they'll give one or two comments here and there, look like they're taking notes. And the patients aren't happy, and they think that all therapists are like that. And I'm very different.
Yeah, I just felt like they were throwing medications at me and not... Like, it was supposed to be, like, a psychologist/psychiatrist, like, combination. Like, it wasn't just going to a psychiatrist. Like, I wasn't going there to seek out medication, per se. And it was just like, oh, here's Xanax, here's Klonopin, here's Lexapro, here's this, and take this. It's not meant for sleep, like, having insomnia, but it'll work for your insomnia. And it's like, I'm not taking 5 medications. At the time, I'm, like, 26. Like, I'm not doing that. And, like, I have other health issues where I take medications for that, where I have to take those medications. So to add more on top of it, I'm like, no, like, I just want someone to talk to that'll, like, hear me out and, like, be there. I don't want pills. So, it wasn't working for me with that doctor. Like you said, some of them just aren't good.
Yeah, when I'm asked what pills or medication, what's this going to do, I always say second guess whether you need a medication or not, unless you're schizophrenic. Then you got to take your medicine every single day, or you're bipolar. Then you take your medicine every single day. If you are suicidally depressed, take your medicine. Panic attacks. Bad panic attacks. Keep your Xanax close, but you don't have to have close all day. And I am the less is more approach. I would rather someone talk me out and understand where their anxiety is stemming from. Because once you understand the root cause, then you can control it better.
Totally.
Like when you got say you have a melanoma on your arm, and you're picking at it, and then it gets sore, and you pick at it a little more. And you show the doctor, and they go, oh, and they put a Band-Aid on it. That's not curing your cancer. You need to go see a surgeon who's competent that will, take the whole thing out, stuff back up, and, make sure it doesn't come back again. And, so many psychiatrists and psychologists are just Band-Aid stickers. Seriously, it upsets me. And I'll tell patients, you need to talk to your psychiatrist and see if you can lower this, titrate off with this. I see people getting just crazy, like 2 and 3 antidepressants at a time. I'm like, you don't have to layer them unless there's something really bad going on. And then maybe they need to go inpatient and get some real treatment instead of just drugging the crap out of them. Because I'm like you, I take my meds from RA and the OA and all the other shit. you know, I think the least that you take the better off you are, especially for my liver.
Yeah.
But do I still sound like a robot?
It's honestly getting a little worse. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
I'm really having to like listen. Like I close my eyes and I'm like trying to listen to everything you're saying so I can hear, but it's not very good. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Well, listen, we're going to do this again next Friday. Hopefully I can get a better headset. And, well, I know I can't get one of mine.
Yeah, like I said before, like 5 minutes ago, it really sounded fine. And let me just say, I think it's great that you're doing this, Mama Beth, and I thank you for giving everyone a platform to kind of put their stories out and kind of a support group in a sense. So thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome, and I'm appreciative to everybody who's put up with my robot voice, and everyone who's been here. You know, we started after 4, and you know now it's almost 8 o'clock. So I think it's been very cathartic for everyone. If nothing else, you've been able to tell your story and you breathe a little easier. And you know there are people. Everybody knows that there are people who have gone through similar things. But I'm going to quit talking now, and I love you, you love you, and I want to talk to you all later, okay? You couldn't even understand that, could you?
No, I understood it.
All right. I will see all of you all next Friday, okay? And if you need anything during the week,